Welcome, friends and family. We are back. And this week, my friends, we've had a good, fun week. This week, I went on a show. I debated a Trump supporter. We talked. It wasn't like a formal debate. My camera was scuffed because I am having a scuffed week. But I feel like I represented you guys pretty well. I feel like I put in some work. And I went out there for all the angry gingers and all the angry ginger subscribers, and I felt like I did a really good job. And I felt like I made some really good points, and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut up some of those clips, and I'm gonna put them out there, and you guys get to be the judge. You guys get to tell me, did I do a good job? Did I do a bad job? I wanted to remind everybody that I do sell some amazing t-shirts and sweatshirts on my website here, Bonfire, which is usually in the links in the description. We have updated the hashtag 34 felonies to the hashtag 91 felonies. We might just need to make like an over 9,000 felonies just to keep ahead of the game. Also, I'm sure some of you guys have seen it. The I did a coup and all I got was this lousy mugshot. Comes in many different colors, just so you guys know. These are not just gray. I see people keep buying gray. I just want you guys to know it's not just in gray, okay? There's other colors here, guys. We got blue, we got yellow. Apparently, I can't click them. We're going to click up here. Here we go. Check out the blue one. Looking good. We've got orange in case you just want to go full on Trump, okay? I'm just letting you guys know about this. This is how I get my new mic booms and stuff. But it's always here. It's out there. And, of course, I've got a couple of these shirts. They're absolutely really super sweet and comfortable. And if you guys ever feel like buying one, I appreciate you guys. Bucket, I see you, Bucket. La Matante, I see you. I just like that you changed your name. Had some elevator music to listen to right now. Some Animal Crossing tunes. I gotta work on this. See, all the other shows that I go on, guys, seem to have these like super sweet like intros. They've got intros, and I don't have intros. I need to work on that. I need to work on my intros, and I will be doing that because I'm trying to become professional, guys. As Rhino Hunter 1776 said, "You're no journalist." And Rhino Hunter 1776, this is what I got to tell you. Okay. Maybe I will be. Maybe I will be one day. Maybe you have no idea. But I'll tell you what you're not going to be. Anybody of any real importance commenting on my short on YouTube. That's just all I've got to say about that. Your birthday is coming up next week. Aw, dude. That is a happy birthday moment. When you hop on, you tell me about it, and we will sing you a happy birthday. I have a beautiful singing voice, okay? Oh man, 45. I turned 44 this year, so yeah, we're right in the same area, my friend. We are we are rocking the 40s. All right. Well, like I said, there will be some forthcoming, hopefully some videos of my talk on the Gray Pill podcast. Shout out Gray Pill podcast. And we should be seeing some more. Actually, we should actually be seeing me on that show more often. So I believe he wants to start doing some Thursday political content. So if you guys are interested and want to check out, want to see me on there talking to some people about political content, I believe that'll be every Thursday around the 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, I believe is what he wants to do. So, yeah, if you guys want to see it, please tune in. Please hop over to the Gray Pill podcast. He is awesome. I'm a pretty big fan of Gray Pill and all the people that go along with it. Obviously, as always, big up to Angela Knight. I know some of you have gone over there and already given her a subscribe and a like, but Angela is fighting the good fight against the Hurricane Dahlia. At least I think that's how you say it. Is it Dahlia or Dahlia? My trailer park education just doesn't do me any favors in this area. What's up, Uncle Fatty? Yep, this is what we're gonna do. Class of 95. I was a class of 98. So, I don't know. I'm a big fan of 98 myself. Um, Angela, one of my favorite human beings in the world. And like I said, we got a couple adjacent people. The Gray Pill podcast is very adjacent. Also, somebody that Purple Political Breakdown is doing some pretty good job, a pretty good job over there as well. If you haven't checked out the Purple Political Breakdown, go over there, give him a shout out, because I really think he's doing a great job of doing some like kind of down the middle attempts at like judging some of the Republican candidates and not having tequila and talking about all the crazy stuff I do. All right, well, this week, guys, we could do a lot of things with Trump nowadays, right? There's so much to do with Trump nowadays. But there's also so much going on around Trump. And we can't forget about all the stuff going on around Trump. We can't let him have the spotlight. We got to take a look at some other stuff. So, first of all, guys, we're going to address the ginger elephant in the room. Okay, I don't know how PBD got up here. What are you doing? Was that PBD? No, we don't want PBD. No PBD. We're going to address the elephant in the room, the ginger elephant in the room. If you were here, guys, for my speech on the Republican candidacy, or the Republican primaries, where they started talking about Oliver Anthony, you will know that I said I kept my mouth shut. Oh, Jesus. There is a 9-point buck right outside my door right now. That is a big dude. Hi, buddy. Somebody get me my bow and arrow. That's a large buck. Okay, back on track here. That's a big boy, though. I said I kept my mouth shut during Oliver Anthony's rise to fame because I felt like on the left we had a little bit of anger for what I believed was a bit of an overreaction. And on the right, I saw a lot of hardcore right people grabbing Oliver Anthony and saying, this is our new great white hope. This is our Messiah. This is the man that's going to take us to the fatherland. And I mean that in all of those German type ways. And I thought, I don't hear any of that in this music. In fact, I just hear a dude that made a song. And I see a group of people on both sides that's being polarized. And that is every day becoming further and further away from normalcy. And I thought, let's see where this goes. Let's see what happens. And you know what happened? The man came out. He did an interview on Fox News. And he said the word that all the right-wing people just fear and hate: diversity. Who would think that would be a crazy thing to say? But that's where we are in 2023. He said the word diversity, and he said it twice. And all of a sudden, the right wing went crazy, and the left wing kind of sucked it up and gasped a little bit. Is this really happening? You had the right wing people saying he's been gotten to. He's been paid millions of dollars, and the man has gotten to him. And you had the left going, what the hell is going on? And I tell you this. We've got to stop overreacting. We got to stop freaking out. We got to give things time to breathe before we start coming to these, judgments about everything that we see. Because we don't want to be a part of the problem. So, after seeing that, I saw that he came out with this video, A Pleasure to Meet You. And I wanted to watch it with you guys, because yes, he's a ginger. And as we know about my love of Bo the Fifth Column, I love my people. I enjoy my people. I think we've got a special way of looking at things that maybe not everybody does. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take a look at it. And we're going to watch Oliver Anthony. And we're going to meet him together. And we're going to decide now what he's really got going on. Let's take a look.
It's August 25th, 2023. A lot's changed since the last time I sat here and spoke to you. My friends and family have asked me how I'm doing.
Okay, first of all, I like the old truck. I like the old truck, and I like the rain, okay? This is bringing some vibes.
Everybody is wondering if I've lost my sanity yet, and I'm surprisingly calm and at peace.
Also, a man with not perfectly white teeth. It's kind of my people.
I don't even know what to say, but I feel thankful to be given this opportunity. The music side is exciting, and all the Billboard, iTunes charts, and all that crap. That's great, but what's the exciting part's been the conversations I've had with people, and the things I've learned just in a couple weeks about the human spirit. And about all sorts of other things, the music industry, and how dirty everything is.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he's learning a lot about that right now. I'd also like to point out, my ginger people are very introspective. He talks a little bit like Bo. Not quite the same. Not quite the same. I'm not comparing. Don't freak out now, okay? Don't unsubscribe yet. But he's got a little introspective thing going on there. He had a skull fracture at work 2 years ago. Lives in a trailer with a wife and 2 kids. That sounds like the exact people I grew up with, Uncle Betty. I did hear about the skull fracture. I heard he fell down and hit his head. That is some crazy stuff, and I don't know about healthcare in Virginia, but I'm guessing it is not very good.
Like, it's worse than you think. So I don't know what the future looks like for me. I'm not really too concerned about the future. I'm living in the present, and I just have to have the discernment to make the right decisions from here on out, because I think about that guy who was sitting here a few weeks ago talking to you, and the most important thing to me is not leaving him behind. I don't want to go on some roller coaster ride and come off a different person.
That's good. That's good. Salute Grey Pill. We're sending people your way, Grey Pill. We're sending them over there. If you weren't here earlier, that's Grey Pill right there. And if you enjoy the content, you should head over there and like and subscribe on Grey Pill's channel. Like I said, we're hoping to have some more good discussions on some great political content. So, appreciate Grey Pill. Appreciate that. Salute to the chat and the panel. This guy, he comes off as a normal dude. I read a little bit about something about him over the last 2 years. I think he lost his grandfather, who he's named after, in 2019. And he started talking about anxiety and depression and the reason he wrote this song. And he wrote this song because of his anxiety and his depression. And it's something that you commonly hear from people. And that is, I'd never dealt with anxiety before. I'd never dealt with depression before. I didn't believe it existed. And then one day, I had to deal with it. I had this tightness in my chest that didn't go away. And I know that feeling because when I was younger, I didn't believe in depression. I didn't believe in anxiety. I thought, that's for other people. It's made up. And then I dealt with that. And I got a house and kids and a stressful job. And I definitely didn't have 75 million people, watching my videos and commenting and telling me, whether they thought I was this or thought I was that. So this is my point, is like, I don't know, maybe sometimes we gotta chill out a little bit. Take a minute.
If there is anything for me to address at all with you, it's that You know, it's the one thing that has bothered me is seeing people wrap politics up into this. I'm disappointed to see, like, it's aggravating seeing people on conservative news try to identify with me like I'm one of them. It's aggravating seeing certain musicians and politicians act like we're buddies and act like we're fighting the same struggle here, like that we're trying to present the same message. You know, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I've tried to be polite to everybody, and I've talked to hundreds of people the last 2 weeks. But it seems like certain people want to just ride the attention of this song to maybe make them their own selves relevant, and that's aggravating as hell. The other thing that I find aggravating is...
and how crazy is that? A bunch of people that already have fame and fortune grabbing a hold of a dude, just some dude from West Virginia, that makes a song about some stuff that he feels is important in his life. And the next thing you know, you got Jason Aldean telling everybody about how he's your buddy. He represents everything you do. Like, we live in such a strange culture, man. It is a really, really strange culture. Good evening, James.
Well, you know, like, it was funny seeing my song in the... It was funny seeing it at the presidential debate.
That it was.
Because it's like, I wrote that song about those people, you know? So for them to have to sit there and listen to that, that cracks me up.
That is funny. Like, we watched that live and in color, guys. It was insane to see the cognitive dissonance that was on display when the rich men north of Richmond played a song about them and then started acting like it wasn't about them.
But it was funny kind of seeing the response to it. Like, that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, you know? It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden. That song is written about the people on that stage, and a lot more too, not just them, but definitely them. It's cool seeing some of my other music come out, because people are, I guess, starting to appreciate and understand what it is I'm really trying to say. It's hard to get a message out about your political ideology or your belief about the world in 3 minutes and some change.
I mean, right? 3.5 minutes? You're going to know everything about the man in 3.5 minutes? If that's where we've gotten to in society, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true. Great Pill, there is a chance that he might cry. I might cry too. He starts crying, you know, I might too.
But I do hate to see that song being weaponized. Like, I see the right trying to characterize me as one of their own, and I see the left trying to discredit me, I guess in retaliation. That shit's got to stop. If you watch the response videos on YouTube to this song, it's not conservative people responding to the song. It's not even necessarily Americans responding to the song. I don't know that I've seen anything get such positive response from such a diverse group of people.
Oh, he said the word.
And I think that terrifies the people that I sing about in that song. And they've done everything they can the last 2 weeks to make me look like a fool, to spin my words, to try to stick me in a political bucket. And they can keep trying, but I'm just going to keep on writing. And I've got a lot of words to put down on paper, and I've got a lot of songs to put to chords, and I don't know what my music career is going to look like. I don't know how many shows I'm going to do and how many tours I'm going to put on, but I am going to stay true to my word. I'm going to write, produce, and distribute authentic music that represents people and not politics. I do feel compelled to address something Since I have addressed the conservatives, I do need to address the left as well, because they're sending a message out that initial song that sort of shot me up the radar, Richmond North of Richmond, is an attack against the poor. If you listen to my other music, it's obvious that all of my songs that reference class defend the poor. Doggone, it's a good example of that. Needles in the street, folks hardly surviving on sidewalks next to highways full of cars self-driving. The poor keep hurting and the rich keep thriving.
Woo.
It's like, that's what I like to sing about.
Woo.
And, you know, the English language is interpretive, and so I do understand, like, there may be some people who...
And I addressed this a little bit the other night when we got on stream for the primaries. I grew up extremely poor. I grew up poorer than almost anybody I've ever met in my life. When people talk about things like welfare, we do have to be honest with ourselves. When he said, what was it? He said something about, you know, overweight people and that they're buying fudge rounds with their money. I can speak really well to that because I grew up in a place where there were a lot of people that were taking advantage of the welfare system, not specifically because they were malicious, but because there's not a lot of programs that help you out of that situation. There's the ability to feed yourself through food stamps. There's the ability to pay for the place you live and keep a roof over your head with things like welfare. There's WIC programs for when you have children. And those are all really important things, and I appreciate those things because if we didn't have them, then I wouldn't be here. So I'm very appreciative of that. That's one of the reasons that I don't mind paying the taxes. But to act like there's nobody taking advantage of the welfare system, well, I know that honestly that's just not true. But I don't blame those people. I think that a lot of those people just never had a hand up. They never had a chance. And some of those people are just lazy. I knew them. I was friends with them. I might even been one of them for at least a small period of time. So this is what I'm saying is like one lyric, you know, you've got a 3.5-minute song where a guy talks about the struggles of people, and you take one lyric and he's automatically an ultra right-wing member. We gotta stop being so crazy. It's getting out of control.
Who misunderstood my words in Richmond North of Richmond. But I've got to be clear that my message, like with any of my songs, it references the inefficiencies of the government because of the politicians within it that are engulfed in bribes and extortion. And, you know, the words say that there's people on the street with nothing to eat and the obese milking welfare. That references a news article I read earlier this summer that adolescent kids in Richmond are missing meals over the summer because their parents can't afford to feed them and they're not in school to eat cafeteria lunch. And meanwhile, I think like 30 or 40% of the food bought with welfare or EBT money is in a classification of like snack food and soda. I think 10% spent on soda, and I want to say like 20 or 30% spent on junk food.
Yep, and I tell this story to people all the time. When I was poor, there's certain things that are called poor people traps, that I call poor people traps. And that is pizza at the beginning of every month. We get paid on the first of the month, right? We get our welfare checks and our food stamps first of the month. So it was pizza right away, $60, $70 worth of pizza. We had HBO, we had Showtime, we had Cinemax. Every premium channel on cable you could get. We get pay-per-views. We'd buy soda, candy bars, you know. And I'm not saying that people don't deserve to have like these enjoyments in their life. I'm saying that I didn't get to where I am now out of that position by doing those things. And I didn't have anybody to educate me to that. I had to do it myself. I had to like use my own common sense to get myself out of that situation. And I think that we need more support for people like that. And I don't think that the right thing to do is to insult them. I can agree with that. But I don't necessarily find a song that brings to light these issues to be insulting.
And that's not the fault of those people. Welfare only makes up a small percentage of our budget. You know, we can fuel a proxy war in a foreign land, but we can't take care of our own. That's all the song's trying to say. It's just saying that the government takes people who are needy dependent and makes them needy independent.
There you go. Spot on, my brother. Right there, my friend.
And at some point, I will dissect all my lyrics of all my songs if that's what I need to do.
He's like, I'm going to come out here and tell you guys them all.
Understood what I was saying. It only takes a few to try to derail the train.
Good luck with that one, my
try
friend.
To send out false narratives. And I'm sure there'll be more of that to come. It's like, it's driving people crazy to see the unity that's come from this, from all walks. This isn't a Republican and Democrat thing. This isn't even a United States thing. Like, this has been a global response. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Go on YouTube and watch all the response videos, you know? And don't shoot the messenger. Like, I'm a nobody. It's my belief that divine intervention has put me in this position in this point in time to get a message across, and that's all there is to it. Like, I'm nobody special. You know, I feel terrible almost that I've been put in this place, because there are a lot of artists and musicians out there that are far more talented, that have put in way more hours than me. Like, I don't deserve to sit in the top 5 places on the iTunes charts. And the truth is, I really could give a shit less about the iTunes charts.
And you should.
What I care about is connecting with people. What I care about is I don't know what this country is going to look like in 10 or 20 years if things don't change. I don't know what this world's going to look like. And like, something has to be done about it, you know? There's been too many people die. There's been too many people sacrifice everything they've had. People die before they're even 18, you know? Just for us to all sit here and just do the stupid shit it is that we do every day that keeps us all beat down and divided. Like, that's what I want to see stop. And I'm going to do everything I can to influence that at all costs, even if it does throw my world upside down. It's well worth it. But for now, I'm hanging in there, and I'm doing what I can. And I really appreciate everybody who's along for the ride. So there's a lot more to come, and I'm excited for it. And I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Well,
Oliver Anthony has become an overnight.
It. Well, this is what I gotta say. Well, let's check out some comments first, my friends, my countrymen. DJ, when he said miners on an island, it was a dog whistle to Q, whether he intended it or not. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that, DJ. Unfortunately, there's so much stuff out there now when it comes to QAnon. There is, so many things that triggers the QAnon crowd into thinking that, like, something's talking about something, and that's what the next coming back of Trump is, and, but I don't know that we can all walk on eggshells due to that, Like, I don't know that we can all just sit here minding everything that we say or everything we do because some psycho out there is going to do something that because they think that we said something. I mean, that could happen to me. I could say something on here, somebody could clip it, they could put it out, and, I think we need to be responsible for the words that we say. The miners on an island thing, I didn't understand that at first either. My boss actually explained it to me, because I was like, wait a minute, why wouldn't we be concerned about that? And, he kind of, I don't want to go into that because YouTube gets upset when I talk about those things. But I can see how that could be something that the Q crowd would latch onto for sure. Old school food stamps or straight cash. Okay, Fatty, do you know the conversion rate of the food stamps? The food stamps were 2 for 1, okay? That's 2 food stamps for a single American dollar. That was the conversion rate. Digital EBT still gets traded? Yeah, no, we used to have a problem with people coming in and they would try to have a person walk around with them while they bought them groceries. That's how they would do it. This is a try that in a small town guy. Redonk! You have finally showed up. You guys better behave. The moderator is in the house. Redonk finally shows up late, like always. Nathan, I saw that you had showed up. Nathan, love to see you, buddy. Pearly, Ginger's in the house. You know, Pearly, right now, right here, right now, we're going to say it. Ginger's going to save the world. It isn't going to be Donald Trump. It ain't going to be Joe Biden. It's going to be Ron Howard, okay? You guys have been sleeping on us, all right? We're the true minority. Ginger's making a comeback, and you guys are all going to wish you guys didn't make fun of us so much, all right? That's all I'm saying. Let's see. This buddy seems okay. He seems like a good dude. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to make a decision now. I still need more information. But he seems like he's a pretty good dude. It seems like he means well. He's religious. I'm not a big religious fan. I know that I've seen a little too much go off the rails with religion. So, I'm not going down that route yet. But I say we give the man a chance. I say we let him speak. I say we give him at least another 3.5-minute song before we start throwing him under the bus. That's just my whole point. I think that we're so reactionary nowadays. We all really, react really harshly to anything that we think that, like, we do or don't like. Like, this is my channel. This is what I do, right? Like, I make fun of shit. But all of these people that I make fun of have been doing the same shit for, like, 18 years, okay? I've had plenty of time to judge them, and I feel good about doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. You are cooking a ribeye, dude? Bakersfield was 2 for 1. Yeah, Nathan. That's where I grew up. So Oh, you have Starfield too, Redonk. Why am I doing a live stream when I could be playing Starfield? What am I doing? Let's see. I can't explain that, Rose. If I explain that, I'll get banned. He had an extremely questionable post that he took down. I would like to see that, but I wouldn't doubt it either. People do, like I said, people are very complicated. Like, anytime you sit here, I've said this a million times on the channel, right? Is that anytime you invest everything you got in any individual, you're gonna find yourself being disappointed. Like, it's crazy that people like follow Trump the way they do, and it's crazy to do that with any human being. Like, my favorite human being of all time is Einstein, but I'm pretty sure Einstein's done some stuff or said some stuff in his life that if he told me about, I'd be like, what a dick. So that's. I don't think you should invest everything you got in anybody. I think everybody says crazy shit. I know I say crazy shit all the time. You got a sister that's a full ginger? That's what I'm talking about. James, you received unemployment 4 years. 12 homeless people congregate in my backyard to prevent them from getting $60 fines for open containers. James, you're my man. That's what I'm talking about. We just got to do a little bit extra. Look, I had that conversation with that Trump supporter yesterday on Gray Pill's podcast. I didn't go in on him. I didn't freak out. I wanted to counterpunch. I wanted to talk in a normal voice, which is hard for me to do. Everybody knows I freak out a little bit, and I curse. And Gray Pill doesn't like it when I curse on his show. So I had to do a good job, and I only cursed like 3 times. I had to just like try and chill out. I had to chill out. And we all got to chill out a little bit. But that being said, and since Redong is here, Redong, that's going to get me banned. Since Redonk is here, we're going to talk about his boy. We're going to talk about Vivek. Redonk, why is he out here rapping? Why is he out here rapping? Redonk, I have questions, okay? And my guy, Eminem, told him you better stop that shit. So we're going to watch a little bit of what happened with Vivek and a little bit of hypocrisy on Vivek's part there.
Turning now over to the campaign trail. Remember when the Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy showed up at the Iowa State Fair and did this.
Here we go.
Loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking how everybody.
Redonk, is this your guy? Redonk, is this your guy? Answer the damn question. Okay? This man should never do this again. Okay? As white people, we have tried really hard to infiltrate hip-hop and make a name for ourselves. And then here comes Vivek trying to take that shit away? I think not.
He's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Plow. Snap back to reality.
Is that your guy, Redonk?
Better than I can do. That, of course, Eminem's Lose Yourself.
Oh,
now Eminem,
man.
though, is demanding that Ramaswamy, running second, third in the Republican primary, stop using his music. Vivek Ramaswamy has said, sure, you got it. Conservatives, though, some upset with Eminem for asking Ramaswamy to...
Okay, Redonk, don't come in here like he was so stone cold sober. You're telling me Vivek had like 3 shots of whiskey before he did that? He went up there sober, or else he would have done a much better job.
to cease and desist. You got a beef with this? Ashley?
This is pretty common, though, whether it's Hollywood telling conservatives to stop, was Matt Damon told Trump to stop referencing something in Ben Affleck, and then this is just kind of normal, which is why President Trump had a very limited playlist.
Also, somebody tell me what News Nation is. I've never watched News Nation. Is that like a OAAN or something like that?
At his rallies,
Yeah.
you know,
Heard the same,
he
like,
really
5
leaned into
songs for
YMCA.
12 months.
Can't always get what you want, songs like that, I
Macho
guess.
Man.
But yeah, Macho Man.
There's a lot of
exactly.
dad energy going on with that little Vivek.
He's got a young, I've seen him holding the...
little bit,
You
a
interviewed
little bit.
like the 9-month-old, right? Or how
Yeah,
old
he
are the
was
kids?
holding him, and we were doing the interview, and he kept grabbing at the camera and the fuzzy microphone. It was really cool.
Every candidate should do interviews with their kids. It's good for them, unless you're Ted Cruz.
So, by the way, speaking of Ramaswamy, Donald Trump in an interview asked about if Vivek Ramaswamy would be his vice president.
All right, and I'm going to give my take on this, guys. I don't think Vivek there says, he got a little upset and said that he remembers when Eminem was anti-establishment. Does Vivek know that he's part of the establishment? Is he figured out that nobody at this point is like at all conned by this? Well, okay, I'm wrong about that. There's a lot of people that are conned by it. Okay, whatever. I'll shut the hell up. I'm wrong.
Got to that quote. Well, I think he's great. He could be in some form of something. I tell you, I think he'd be very good. I think he's really distinguished himself. That's Donald Trump talking him up.
Yep, he's talking them up, and I will say last week in Milwaukee.
Dude, how much do you guys want to see Vivek and Trump on the same stage, though? Just Vivek just getting, like, domestically abused by Donald Trump. Like, Vivek thinks he's, like, best buddies with Donald until they get on stage together. And then that's just going to be a horrific moment in Vivek's life.
Kelly was there too, and we were in the spin room. It was interesting to see all of the pro-Trump surrogates come in, and it was like they were pro-Ramaswamy surrogates. And Ramaswamy has really made a habit over the course of the last few months of really...
Do you think that's possible, Redonk? You think Vivek comes off... What if they rap battled? What if Vivek challenged Trump to a rap battle? I'd watch that. I'd pay $49.99. Not full price, like half price.
talking Donald Trump up, leading a lot of us to question, what's he running for?
So, thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Okay, that guy. Why did they pick that guy to do that? Leland? Yeah, no, he doesn't get to talk. Yeah, not only does Uncle Fatty sing in the woods, Rose, not only does he sing in the woods, he also be stripping in the evenings, okay? If you bring the dollars, he'll make the hollers. All right. We started off with a little bit of a moment. I want to represent my ginger people. I want to react to my ginger people. We've now seen a little bit more about music with Eminem, and now, guys, we're gonna jump right in there, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this Shabibo style. Here we go. We're going full Shabibo. Look at that face. Look at Shabibo. Does Shabibo look like he's about to give you his hot take on the Tucker Trump interview? Because he is. Shapiro is about to go in on Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson. This world is getting crazier and crazier. We're like WWE right now. Like all the characters that are coming out. Big eyebrows Ben Shapiro versus Tucker. I don't really like to talk about conspiracies, but do you think they're going to kill you, Carlson? Well, let's jump right in because this is going to be a hot take.
You know, the people who are not Trump. Trump was actually just counter-programming it with Tucker.
Okay, he first of all, Ben, bro, you gotta start off slower.
Donald Trump assessed this debate in his own way, as you would predict. He's a big fan of Ramaswamy, which demonstrates once again that he is not running against Ramaswamy, nor is Vivek running against him. He at one point tweeted out, "This answer gave Vivek a big win in the debate because of a thing called truth. Thank you, Vivek."
And what is that with Ben Shapiro's beard? It's like constantly like half-ass growing. Like that's like, is there even a trimming setting that gets your beard down to that low?
That would be with regard to Vivek explaining that he was the best president of the 21st century. Of course, again, Trump, I think, had a pretty good time probably watching the debate. Yeah, he was attacking Chris Christie. He was attacking Nikki Haley a little bit. He went after, for sure, DeSantis. But overall, nothing really happened in the debate that I think shook Trump's lead. Meanwhile,
dude, this is Shabibo's favorite time of the year. This is like Christmas to Ben Shabibo, right? Wait, is he allowed to? He's not allowed to celebrate Christmas, right? Like the primary debates, this is where Shabibo just nerds out so hard, dude. He is in his element right now.
Trump surrogates were complaining that they were blocked from the spin room, which they should be blocked from the spin room. If your candidate doesn't show up for the debate, you don't get to go to the spin room and then jabber about the other candidate. It's kind of ridiculous. But here was...
Dude, they should have had Shabibo run security. They should have had him at the door for when Donald Trump Jr. showed up and he's like, I want to get in there, and Shabibo just explains it to him like that. Your candidate didn't show up, okay? So you don't get to go inside, all right? That's how it works, all right? So just turn around and go back, okay?
Was Don Jr. complaining about it last night?
Right now, trying to ban people from actually having discourse about politics.
How un-American.
Probably shouldn't surprise any of us, but that's what it is. And I've been told by others that I would be able to go in. So they said we were able to go in, then they said they weren't. Now that we're here.
Okay, does Donald Trump Jr. sound like he's about to cry? Is he about to cry?
And the candidate that
said you can't go in the spin room.
They're telling me right now, Fox won't let me into the spin room.
That's what the American people should know. This is the kind of
They're telling him, he
are.
works for security here, but they're telling him that I'm not allowed to go in there. Because the candidates that
well, I mean, if your dad showed up to the debate, you could go.
Oh, dude, Fatty. You gotta link me that. I gotta see that. Yeah, I'm gonna need a link for that, Uncle Fatty.
Oh, I don't understand.
For the last, 2 years? Didn't perform as they had hoped.
Look at
So they can't have someone who can maybe be a representative of my father. Just like a few weeks ago when I was canceled after the first indictment, I was scheduled to go on. And about
okay,
5
no,
minutes before
I'm sorry. This is silliness. This is silly.
Shabibo, leave the reactions to the professionals, okay?
If your candidate doesn't show up to the debate, you don't get to put your person in the spin room. I mean, that seems like fairly fair on every level, especially because Trump was getting plenty of attention of his own. In an interview with Tucker Carlson on Twitter, X, apparently it has some 200 million views.
Even Shabibo can't stop saying Twitter, dude.
Now, worth explaining here that every time you scrolled past the video on Twitter and spent longer than 2 seconds on it, that counts as a view. So is that equivalent to actually watching a national televised debate? Those views are not in any way equivalent. But
dude, why am I not broadcasting on Twitter? I'd have so many more views. Yeah, if he took some of that hair from his eyebrows, Pearly, and he just pulled it down here, he'd have a much thicker beard. Oh, God. Shabibo, he brings a little bit of insanity. Exactly.
But those are a big number, nonetheless. And Trump, had it easy. Tucker asked him 0 hard questions. Tucker did not press him on pretty much anything. It wasn't a serious interview. I mean, I've seen Tucker do serious interviews where he asked hard questions of people. This was...
Has that ever happened? Has Tucker Carlson ever had like a tough interview with anybody?
Literally not that interview. It doesn't mean that Trump wasn't funny. So for all those who think that Vivek is another Trump, I don't think anybody's another Trump. Trump is a deeply funny human being. I mean, the guy has...
Oh my God. Of course Trump is like Shabibo's type of humor, right? Like, Shabibo probably sits around, like, at any comedy show and does not laugh. But Donald Trump, like, gets him.
Is like a real sense of humor. The contrast is sort of... Trump is the 7th grade bully who says things about people that are inherently funny.
I'm supposed to show that on camera.
Right? He's the guy who makes fun of that guy for being fat. And he's the guy who makes fun of that guy for being slow. And he's that guy. Vivek is the guy who got into Harvard, lets every single person...
Okay, so Ben Shapiro, let's go ahead, draw the line where Shabibo's humor starts and ends. That guy being fat and that guy being a loser, is that what he said? Like, this is Shabibo's, that's his idea of comedy.
Person in the room know about it and then makes fun of you for owning like a 1987 Honda Civic while he has a Benz. It's not quite the same sense of humor. And one is a lot kind of sharper and more divisive. In any case, I'll give you an example. Vivek's joke last night about Nikki Haley, or his attack on her, is that she was hired by Raytheon or some such. Trump's attack on Joe Biden is that he looks like he walks on toothpicks, which is hysterically funny. Here's Donald Trump last night.
Oh my God. I don't think that we laugh at Trump for the same reasons as Shabibo does. Oh God. You didn't watch the rest of the debate? Oh yeah, you went to bed, huh, Redonk? I forgot about that. Trump is 215 pounds. Definitely 215. Not like 280, 215. DJ, you gonna start producing content? I put my my stamp of approval on that. Use my content, sir.
Night.
But he's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. You know, I don't do two people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy. And I used it for Joe because it's crooked Joe. But Joe is really...
But you don't think he's going to make it to November of 20...
Dude, how can anybody take us seriously anymore? Like Europeans, Canadians, Australians, New Zealanders. I don't get you guys mixed up. I know the difference. How can anybody take us seriously anymore? When you have Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump in Tucker's basement, chuckling it up, making fun of the other candidates. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing with this technological society that we have built. God damn it, man.
Well, I think he's worse mentally than he is physically. And physically, he's not exactly... a triathlete or any kind of an athlete. You look at him, he can't walk.
I want to bring this up again, too. Didn't Joe Biden offer to do like a push-up competition versus Trump? Didn't Joe Biden, doesn't he ride bikes and stuff? I don't think Donald Trump could ride a bike. He doesn't have like the frame for riding bikes, okay? Like Donald Trump gets on a bike, that's probably the most awkward shit you will ever see in your life.
Walk to the helicopter. He walks. He can't lift his feet out of the grass. You know, it's only 2 inches at the White House, right? It's not a lot. But you watch him, and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks. So, and then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. You know, those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces. You lift them up. He can't lift the chair.
What the fuck is wrong with this man?
Walk to the chair. And I don't know what they're doing with the beach. You know, this beach is seeming to play a big role, but they love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach.
All right, Republicans. All right. That's your candidate. Has 91 felonies, 4 indictments, and like 7 scathing insults about a man's legs and his ability to walk on the beach. This isn't real life. What the fuck is going on? I got the Mitch McConnell. No, I got us queued up. I got us queued up on the Mitch McConnell. There is nothing in the political realm that is getting past me nowadays, guys. I got this. We'll play that next. That's coming. Okay, is that not a fake laugh? That's the fakest laugh I've ever seen, Ben Shabibo.
Inimitable. I mean, like, that's it. I mean, you can't imitate it, but you can't duplicate it, man. He is an insult comic, right? I mean, that's what the guy does for a living, and he insult comicked his way to being president of the United States.
It's not
Whether
wrong
he can do
there.
it again is another question. But I mean, like, no one on the stage can do that, obviously. Like, is that a quality that you need in a president? Probably
No.
not. Is it really funny? Yeah, it's really, really funny. Let's talk about the fact that your cell phone, it's in desperate need of replacement.
Okay, my cell phone does have some issues right now. If you try to text me or call me, I'm having some SIM card problems. You can talk to my wife about that. Her fault, not mine. All right, we got it. We don't want to. Also, it's gonna be like, don't they do the purity thing? They always play the purity thing. Ugh, it's always the purity thing. All right, back to Shabibo jerking off to Donald Trump making fun of old presidents.
Sure of this particular interview was just Tucker not asking him anything remotely difficult. The most difficult question that he asked Trump was whether Epstein killed himself, to which Trump said, yep.
Oh my God. That was like one of the craziest parts of the entire interview. James, you had a little bit of a headache the next day? Dude, I did too. I had such a hangover the next day after that Wednesday. 1 week ago today. I do need a new phone. It's because Google listens to me when I'm talking.
Yeah, probably. But Tucker, I mean, listen, Tucker has principles, obviously. He speaks about them regularly. This was a great opportunity for him to ask the former president and leading Republican candidate about some of those principles. He didn't do any of it. Instead, he sort of, I mean, how soft were the...
Famine! Yeah, exactly.
Softballs that Tucker was throwing to Donald Trump. He asked Donald Trump to rip on Mike Pence by suggesting that Donald Trump had always been very nice to Mike Pence. This question is so bizarre. I don't even know what to say about this.
You've always been nice to Pence. I've never heard you criticize Pence. You've defended him in public many, many times. He's out there attacking you.
Hang Mike Pence. Does no one remember that? Does no one remember Donald Trump just pooping all over Mike Pence's head?
What is that?
What?
So Mike wants to run for president. You got to understand. In my opinion, Mike Pence had the absolute right to send the votes back to the legislatures. The Democrats and everybody said, you don't have the right. In other words, what I said, is he a human conveyor belt? You mean if he finds fraud in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in any of these states?
I don't care about Trump's answer.
All right, guys, tell me. Is Ben Shapiro trying to get on the React train? Is that what we have going on right now? Did Ben Shapiro see all the people reacting to his content and go, I could do that? Because it seems like that's what he's doing. Somebody help Ben Shapiro out and head him towards a good reaction channel. Not mine. I mean a good reaction channel.
It's Tucker's question that's absurd. You've always been nice to Mike Pence? The actual what? What?
Whoa. Whoa, is Ben Shapiro trying to become the edgy uncle? Did he just curse? Is he allowed to curse? Does his wife know about this?
Oh! Okay, for those who have a memory of a goldfish, let me remind you of a time when Donald Trump suggested, nay, said outright, that Mike Pence had the unilateral
He said, nay.
capacity to overthrow an American election, essentially called him a coward, suggested that he would be forced to do so, and then when Mike Pence called him from the Capitol building on January 6th, because the Capitol building was under assault, he basically did nothing. You were always very nice to Mike Pence is one of the craziest Orwellian statements I've ever heard. You were always very nice to Mike Pence is an insane statement. That's
not
like,
wrong
truly,
there.
that's a crazy question. So that was the nature of this. That was the nature of this interview. Which again, softball interview on Twitter. Did it counter program Fox? Not really. I watched both. I doubt very many people actually did.
Oh, man.
And Tucker did ask him one question that was of relevance, but then he didn't press him on it. He said, they stole it last time. Why wouldn't they steal it this time? Now, the question you should have asked is, we all know they're going to, you say that you won the election last time, and if you're Tucker, you believe that's true, apparently.
Oh, Ben Shapiro almost had a Dominion moment right there. He almost had a Dominion moment, and he caught himself. That was close.
Or you at least believe enough of it that you're willing to say it. the question to Trump should be, okay, how are you going to unsteal it? Right? I mean, that's like a question that whether you love Trump, whether you hate Trump, like that's a really.
He did not just say unsteal it. Holy shit. How are you gonna unsteal it? What the hell is going on with this world? Guys, can we bring it back? I don't know. Are we too close to the edge? Oh my God.
Really good question that Trump has never answered. You say the election was stolen in 2020, but you won. But it was stolen, but you won. So let's say the same thing happens this time. What is your plan to unsteal the election? Can you name how you're going to overcome all of this? Can you lay out like your electoral strategy?
I need to make shirts with Ben Shapiro's face on it that says unsteal the election. Do you mean just win the election? Would you like to just say the words win the election legitimately? Unsteal the election. Holy shit, dude.
How are you going to get out the vote? What kind of budgeting are you dedicating to, say, grassroots organizing? What sort of budget are you dedicating to your legal team? What sort of legal measures are you preparing? Do you have ballot watchers? Do you have vote count?
Ben Shapiro, like, Donald Trump is not thinking of any of these things, bro. Donald Trump, if you read the indictments, Donald Trump is not thinking about a lot of things. He's just being spoon-fed bullshit and then just regurgitating to anybody who'll hear it.
Counters. Like, how exactly is this going? Like, that would be a useful question. How much of your Trump campaign fund is being dedicated to, say, your legal expenses in Georgia, as opposed to...
Oh, I heard a guy say it's something like $80 million now, and they think by the time he has to pay all the legal fees, because, you know, he has to pay legal fees for some of these witnesses, because if he doesn't pay for their legal fees, they'll flip on him. How guilty do you have to be the type of dude that's like, I better pay all of these guys' legal fees or they'll testify against me? That's how guilty dude is. And they said that he's going to get up to almost $200 million. Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Building up the infrastructure necessary to preserve an election that you win if you say that you won 2020.
No, Nathan, that is just Ben Shapiro normally. He's always on 1.5 speed.
Is that the question Tucker asked? No. He asked him the question of, like, why are people so mean to you?
And immediately after the election, they met rhinos,
Jesus Christ,
and Democrats, and they approved legislation that takes away the right of the vice president to do it. So I said, so you're saying I was right. The vice president did have the right to do it, and they said, yes, he did.
So if you're saying they stole it from your last...
Okay, they did not say yes, he did. Like, Donald Trump tells, like, the strangest stories, dude. He's like, yeah, I went in. I saw they were stealing stuff. I said, hey, are you stealing stuff? They said, no. I said, but I saw you. And they said, yeah. Like, what the fuck is this story?
Last time, why wouldn't they do the same this time?
Oh, they'll try. They're going to be trying, yeah. But, and not only me, you know. These people are sick. They will go after them. God. And a lot of people say they won't be able to hold up. I do get credit for holding up quite well, I must tell you. I think it's...
How do you do that? How do you get indicted, you know, every week and stay cheerful?
It's, I think it's a lot easier because I'm...
What the fuck are these questions? I think I might have been really drunk that night. I wasn't even drinking at that point. I don't think I started drinking until the primaries came on. Do I not remember all these questions? Oh my God. Tucker Carlson. I gave him too much credit because I didn't watch Tucker. And now that I have watched Tucker, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's a moron. Or he's at least disingenuous. I'm going to at least go there. Because he's playing a fool.
I'm so high in the polls because it means the people get it. The people see it's a fraud.
Okay, so that's what the entire interview was. That's not...
Okay. All right. That's a rough moment in my life. Me and Ben Shapiro just sighed at the exact same time. I think me and him connected on a level there.
Counter-programming, I'm sorry. That really is not. I mean, it's just a propaganda 45-minute softball for Trump. That's all that is.
Not wrong.
I mean, just realistically speaking, you may love it. Maybe that's your bag, but that's what it is. And that, how are you simultaneously so brave and yet so humble?
Damn.
And that's what that interview was.
Damn. Oh, Oh, dude. It's gotta suck to get clowned by Ben Shapiro like that. Yeah, why? How is he making sense right now? Oh my God. Tucker and Trump, that might have been a mistake. Redonk, you might have been right. Trump should have went to the debate. I think he played himself there. I think he might have played himself when Ben Shapiro is making sense and dogging on you like that. Wow.
Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points?
I had to play that part. Oh, Ben. Oh, Ben. All right. Okay. All right. So you guys wanted to see the McConnell. This is where we're going. I hope you guys are ready for this because which one was it? This guy here? My gaming services just got updated. That's scary. All right. We don't watch much CNN, guys. We don't ever watch CNN. So we're going to watch a CNN of Mitch McConnell because look, when the coke was found in the White House, what did we watch? We watched Fox News, okay? When McConnell goes, Xbox controller has been disconnected, we watch CNN because we like to see the other side's point of view because it's always the most entertaining.
And now to a story that we are following out of Kentucky, where Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell appeared to freeze again while he was speaking with reporters.
First of all, you know they're trying so hard not to laugh.
This happened about a month ago as well. You may remember
Very
that he just suddenly
serious.
stopped speaking.
Look at that
during
dude. Look at the dude.
News conference there on Capitol Hill late last month. CNN's Manu Raju is following this. Manu, tell us what happened.
Yeah, after that initial freezing episode back in July, the Senate then recessed, went back at 7.
All right, guys. How many of you guys have had an initial freezing moment? How many people in the chat have frozen physically more than once in their life? Even better, how many of you have frozen once in your life? Lizette, there has never, ever been a better argument for term limits than having multiple freeze moments in your life. Holy shit, guys. We are not in reality anymore. I think we might have broke the Matrix. I don't mean to go full red pill. Gray pill's still in here. Sorry, gray pill. But I think we might have broke something, guys.
Senators went back home, including Senator McConnell. Since then, he
Look
has
at Turtle
been
Man.
traveling across the state, giving speeches. And
You guys ever seen this little business right here? That's where Turtle Man stores his poison. Right here. Turtle Man has all of his poison is right there. You guys ever get too close to Turtle Man and you scare him? He just goes all over the place. I don't know if you guys seen that before. I've seen it.
events like he did today in Covington, Kentucky, where he spoke to a local chamber of commerce, talking about a wide range of issues.
I just like how seriously they're taking
questions
this.
from the crowd. Then afterwards, he had a press conference with reporters.
Hold on.
At that point, he was asked a question
Hold on.
about what. At that point, he was asked a question
Stop talking,
about
guy.
whether he would
What
run
is
for
going
re-election
on?
in 2026. And similar to that episode in July,
Dude,
again,
look at her.
freezed for about 30 seconds.
She's like trying to pry his arm off. That is like the like most still seizure I've ever seen in my life. Is that lockjaw? What the hell is going on, guys? Yeah, is that not a stroke? Why are we doing this? Is there like, if I had a stroke at work, I'm pretty sure someone would send me home. What the fuck is going on? Oh my god. Do you guys think he's going to get reelected? What is going on?
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Oh my god.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in
Holy shit. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Oh my God, these are the people leading the country. We've got clowns in Tucker's basement talking about dumbass conspiracy theories. We've got a rapping candidate. We've got a dude that looks like he's having a stroke every 3 months. And that's not even to get to, what's her name, Feinstein? What is going on with our country, guys? What is going on with our country? Oh my God. I'm usually such a positive person. I'm having a hard time right now.
2026?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
Yeah, you think so?
Senator Benny.
Dude, let that dude lay down.
Head outside, so. Come with us.
Look, he's still aware, though. Like, what is going...
Okay.
Oh, he's going to continue?
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
What the hell?
The 81-year-old McConnell has had other health episodes this year.
Okay, why didn't they remove him? What is going on here? They let him continue? He was out. Yeah, exactly. Dude, if Mark Goddard was in there, this fight is over, okay? Tax manager has stopped responding. Exactly, King. Oh my God. Moscow, Mitch, and Feinstein to see who lasts longer? Dude, who is going to last longer? What are we doing, guys? If people vote for... Okay, this is my thing. This is my thing. I think we let him run again. Anybody that votes for Mitch McConnell gets their right to vote taken away. Who's with me? If you vote for Dianne Feinstein, if you vote for Mitch McConnell, you never get to vote again. Ever. I would rather people with felonies were voting than people that would vote for a dude that goes on pause for 30 seconds every 3 months. Holy shit.
Notably in March, when he was at a Washington hotel and then he fell. He hit his head, had a concussion, broke ribs, was hospitalized for some time.
Oh, we're going back to the original moment.
Facility came back to the Senate. Since then, there's also been 2 other falling episodes that we have reported that occurred as well. One in Finland.
Look at them,
they
they just joking and stuff. They don't even know.
National Airport here in Washington. And when that episode happened in July, I asked him whether or not this was related at all to that fall that happened in March. His freezing episode. He said he...
All right, DJ, I saw that. I got to read that one. He would still be better than Herschel Walker. Damn, DJ. Damn. Damn, DJ. I also want to bring that up, too. Can we stop putting people up for election that have CTE, that clearly have CTE? I think you should only be allowed to run for office if you've never been hit in the head, let's say more than like 6 times. Like, if you have had hard contact to your head more than 6 times, you don't get to run for office. I am just like, my mind is boggled by what is going on in our political system right now. I thought for sure that, like, when I was a kid, man, I thought there was some kind of bar. I thought that there was, like these people were, like, actually somebody that you're supposed to, like, look to. I am becoming so disenchanted right now. Holy crap. Okay. F him. F him. What's up, buddy? What is going on? F him.
He's felt fine, and his office at the time said he was lightheaded, and they moved on. But again, undoubtedly, this will raise questions about Senator McConnell's future. He's the longest-serving party leader in history. He has indicated he will continue to serve through the rest of this Congress. Uncertain what will happen in the next Congress.
Dude, no! No! You don't get to continue! You don't get to continue! Like, none of us would get to, like, you couldn't work at McDonald's if you did that. You get to run the country? That's insanity.
Congress, or if he'll run again in 2026.
Feinstein for McConnell.
Listen, we should acknowledge
I'm
that's
so
extremely
down.
difficult to watch. difficult to watch, as difficult to watch
Look
as,
at that
as the
dude.
episode.
He
in
is trying so
July.
hard to be serious.
Anybody with an elderly relative might have experienced something similar here. As you mentioned, this is not the first time beyond these two incidences of him freezing on camera. There was a fall. There are other instances. You have asked his team about.
Oh, that's right. So I forgot about that. Mitch McConnell actually took a dive, right? So that was freezing? Is that what we're just going to call it now? Like, is there a medical term for this? I'm just going to call it a stroke. It looks like a stroke. Okay, so pre-stroke, he did fall down and hit his head. Like, is this not concerning for anybody in his camp, like his family members? Has no one talked to Turtle Man and told him that he hit his head and now has had, like, what looks to be 2 straight strokes in, like, a 3-month period? Like, at this point, I'm not even mad at Turtle Man anymore. I'm trying to get him help.
Has the answer been the same throughout? Is there any acknowledgement that this is now, I suppose you could call a pattern of these events happening? Or do they just say he's
syphilis? F him? Damn.
tired and try to move on?
Well, a McConnell aide did tell me this afternoon after this incident that the leader would in fact see a doctor, get some, as they said, get for a quote prudential.
Has he not seen a doctor yet? Oh my God. I can't, guys. I can't.
Measure, try to see a physician, consult with a physician, but the same aide said that he, quote, feels fine. So there's an expectation that sometime today he will get checked out by a doctor. A spokesman also said Leader McConnell.
Dude, if you gave me a job that was as cushy as McConnell's and paid as well as McConnell's, and then you were like, hey, so you want to, like, lead that job? I'd be like, no, I'm fine. Until I died. Until I died. Of course he said he's fine. He's not going to leave. What are we doing? You have to force him to leave. He has to be fired.
McConnell felt momentarily lightheaded and paused during his press conference today. And that is a similar explanation as we heard back in July. His office at the time said he was lightheaded. Republicans later told me that the leader indicated he was dehydrated.
He was dehydrated.
And that's what essentially had
This is like some high school football shit right here.
So
I'm just
uncertain
dehydrated.
what the doctor will tell him this afternoon. But again, an unnerving episode as the leader, again, appearing to freeze and answering questions for
Look at
reporters
that.
this time in Kentucky.
Look at that picture they used of him. God, there is no chill in politics anymore. They got no chill. They use that picture of him. You remember in high school in football when you start feeling super bad, you're like, "Oh man, coach, I can't do this anymore. I think I'm gonna vomit." And he just tell you just dehydrated. Like that's what they did to Mitch McConnell. They're like, "It's cool. He's just dehydrated. Don't worry about it." What is going on? Potential aneurysm, related stroke symptoms. Exactly, King. Oh, he can't legally drive. He shouldn't be the majority leader. Lizette, spot on. Oh, how can Republicans or his family and friends not care to convince him to retire or at the very least get him help? And Gatorade is not going to cut it. Gracie, any one of you wants to run for Congress, I will 100% vote for you. You're all making a lot more sense than what is going on here. Yo, what's happening from the Balkans? I grew up in a trailer park, so I don't even know where that is. But I still don't freeze every 3 months. I still got that going for me. Just a little Pedialyte. Oh, man. The X is finally kicking in, F him. How about Brondo, though, Bucket? How about Brondo? Will it do the trick? Because it's got electrolytes. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. Okay, where are we at here? We got comedians that roast Trump. We got Marjorie Taylor Greene. We got Jack Smith probing allegations. Let's go here. We're gonna do a little more CNN. We're gonna do. Is this back to back CNN? We're gonna do back to back CNN. Look at us go. I'm breaking the glass ceiling here. This is gonna be, and I haven't seen this one, so this could be boring as shit. If it's too bad, we'll turn it off. Iowa voters thought who they thought won the Republican debate, because I'm interested in this. I want to know who they thought actually like did well. Who do you guys think did well in the Republican debate? If we are still manning the opposition here, who do you think did a good job during the Republican debates that I was maybe mildly drunk and having a good time? I'm going to say, damn, that's a tough one. I'm just going to make everybody mad. I'm going to say Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale defended his position. Nikki, yeah, F him. You're right. Nikki did okay. Nikki did do okay. I'm going Handmaid's Tale was very defensive, but I think he defended himself well. That's what I'm going with. Well, just take a guess, Redonkey. You just throw Vivek in there. I know he's your boy. Just go ahead and say Vivek. It's okay. He can't rap, but
From the heart of Iowa, the geographic
I like Chris
center,
Christie.
Story County, Iowa.
I thought that he
We're
was
gonna tell
the
you
most
story
common
of this
sense person
Republican
on the
debate
stage.
From the vantage point of 15 loyal Story County Republicans, all a member of the Story County Republican Club, or the Young Republicans of Iowa. Thank you for letting us be here with you today to watch the debate.
There's a whole lot of white people. They couldn't find. This guy is kind of brown. they couldn't find like one black dude. Maybe like a dark skinned Mexican. I think this is all they got. Damn, that diversity.
Thank you, everybody. All right. We watched all 2 hours very carefully. The first question I want to ask all of you, do you think this debate was good for the Republican Party? Raise your hand if you do. 15 people. Looks like 13 raised their hand.
Damn, I'm kind of surprised. That's a lot of them. What we got? Okay, Trump. That's right there. Those three right there. Hardcore Trump. It is Iowa. You're right, FM. It is Iowa. My bad. There's a lot of diversity in Iowa. My personal opinion, do I think it was good for the Republicans? I'm raising my hand. I think that actually that was a good play. Donald Trump not showing up and sucking all the air out of the room, as Chris Hannity likes to say. I'm going with that.
You two did not think it was good for the party?
No.
Why not, Jim?
It brought up a lot more division and stuff, but I still think it was worth the time.
Okay, you thought it was good for the party, though.
Yes, it was great for the party. Great to have a conversation with
he's
Iowans
excited.
and people across the United States to see who
This
our
guy
next
is
leader will be
excited.
for the Republican Party.
Okay, of these 15 people, 14 say they're still undecided at this point. Jim, who we just talked to, is the only one who's not. He says he's ready to vote for Trump right now. And here's what I want to ask
There we
about.
go.
Who you thought did the
Goddamn.
best during this debate? Basically, who do you think won the debate? I'm going to do it in alphabetical order to be fair. Anyone think Doug Burgum did the best? That's
What is
zero.
up with this? What
Anyone
is up
think
with the
Chris
CC?
Christie did the best. He certainly got most of the airtime. A lot of the airtime, not most of the airtime. How about Ron DeSantis? How many of you think Ron DeSantis?
Oh,
is
we
best?
got a
That's
couple
two people.
Mom
How about Nikki
DeSantis
Haley?
voters.
1, 2,
Nikki
3,
Haley.
4
All right.
people. Asa Hutchinson.
Woo. Nobody.
Mike Pence.
Oh, come on.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dude, Trump light. Dude, he knows. Oh my God. I hate when a con is so bad that you can see it, and then you just watch everybody be like, yeah, I like that. Dude, I've actually heard Vivek speak outside of debates, and I don't think that he's, like, totally ridiculous, but 1,000% he is working that con, okay? And I cannot. If you're not gonna be the real you, if you're not gonna actually show me what you're really working with, I can't do it, dude. And I feel like Vivek is 100% like he's just grifting off of Trump's. He's just riding the coattails, man. He's just riding the coattails.
Tim Scott. Okay, so this panel here thinks Ramaswamy.
Dude, Handmaid's Tale. The whole reason that no one likes Handmaid's Tale is because he wouldn't overturn the election. They wanted to hang Handmaid's Tale, okay? Could Vivek really be worse than Handmaid's Tale? Nah, I would say if you gave me a choice between Pence and Vivek, I'd probably drown myself in a puddle.
Tommy won the debate. Tell me why you think he won the debate.
I was reminded of the time when Vivek was talking about the national identity situation. And I know Pence brought up that that wasn't really an issue, but I think it was a generational problem because Vivek understands that young folks don't really understand that people my age don't really love America. And if you don't love it, you can't protect it. And I think if we fix that problem.
Oh, that's harsh. I love America, sir. I thought Republicans were supposed to be the I love America. Why am I over here on the liberal side saying I love America? Like, I thought, I've loved America my whole life, but damn. Although this guy is actually better spoken than I give this guy some credit. I give this guy, he actually sounds like he knows why he likes Vivek. Or Vivek? Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say his name. I was born in Trailer Park. He's actually pretty well spoken on why he believes that. I like that. All right, okay. Shows a little bit of the youth. Good job, buddy.
Then people will, as a natural byproduct, want to protect America and what it stands for.
This guy sitting next to you is the mayor of Nevada, the town that we're in. This is Brett Barker. Mayor, you picked Nikki Haley. She came in second place in our informal.
Is this the landscaper?
Non-scientific poll here. Tell me why you think she'd well.
Well, I think out of all the candidates, she really had moments that stood out. I don't think she had moments that harmed her, and she came across as poised and confident and prepared. And I think out of the candidates, I think she helped herself the most tonight.
Chris Christie talked a lot. He was anti-Trump. Tell me why you didn't like what Chris Christie had to say.
He was just argumentative, pretty much, and out after Trump.
You don't think there was any logic to what he said, though?
I think it was.
Well, I tell you, she's like, he attacked my dude. He attacked my dude. Now, like that.
There's a lot of revenge.
She's like the same color as Trump. Are there more orange people out there that I don't know about? I thought Donald Trump was like an anomaly. It looks like there's more orange people out there. Vivek wasn't allowed to keg stand as a response. Dude. First he hits the lose yourself rap, does a keg stand F him, walks off the stage. Oh, man.
Revenge. Okay. What do you think, any of you, was the big moment of this debate? Any of you have a big moment in mind? This gentleman right here, I'm going to walk over to you. Excuse my reach, Jim. Sorry about that.
Well, for me, it was when DeSantis let Vivek get to his right on Ukraine. And if DeSantis' whole goal here is to beat Trump, he's going to have to meet Trump on that issue. And so ultimately, if DeSantis is willing to do that, then I see Vivek as the clear winner there.
So does anyone here, as I was saying, 14 of you were undecided when this started. Are any of you, after one debate...
I just want to point out, 2 of the people that I said were Trump voters have already been disclosed as being Trump voters, in my opinion. I'm just waiting for the nurse to fall. Once the nurse falls, I'm 3 for 3.
Closer to saying, I know who I'm going to vote for. Raise your hand if you're a little bit closer. This gentleman right here, tell me who you're closer to voting for or supporting in the Iowa caucuses.
There's a few, probably Nikki Haley and Donald Trump. And then also Vivek Ramaswamy. I think that he kind of went in there as a bulldog a little bit, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Who else raised their hand about that?
Dude, you know the problem with this? Yeah, everybody needs to calm down. I'm getting a little ahead of it, too. The problem with this is they picked, like, probably the best well-spoken younger people in the Republican Party, and that is not a firm representative of what the Conservative Party looks like right now. Like, you're not talking about young people. Like, that is a very small percentage of either party, but specifically the Conservative Party. I mean, good on CNN for not taking the low ground here, and just like bringing out the Joe Biden is being played by Barack Obama in a skin suit. You know, people, the JFK Jr. is alive and secretly working with Donald Trump people. Good job on that. But this doesn't feel like a real representative.
This gentleman right here, once again, excuse me. Who are you closer to supporting in the caucuses?
So for me, I'm closer to Vivek. I mean, just the more and more I've heard of this guy, again, I'm one of the people, I knew nothing about him, didn't even know he existed.
Dude, Vivek is Donald Trump for young people.
But he had a funny name. Then the more and more I've
Okay, they found the one guy. He said he had a funny name. God damn it. I was born named John. This is the problem. This is the problem. My real name is John. It wasn't funny enough. This is why I'm only on YouTube. I'm not the president of the United States, because I didn't have a funny enough name.
heard of this guy, the more it's like he has good opinions, he has good policies. He says a lot of what he believes, and he's willing to discuss that with people if they disagree with him.
He has good policies. He says what he believes. He likes to talk to people about it.
And I really respect that.
Let me ask you, Chris Christie and Mike Pence had quibbles with him. They thought he was a little programmed. Does that mean anything to you that they said that?
I don't know. I feel like Chris Christie especially is just kind of there to be a human wrecking ball and just kind of knock people out of the race.
This gentleman was nodding his head. Did you think so?
Damn, he said a human wrecking ball. Who else got the mental image there?
Yeah, I honestly didn't know too much about Vivek before. I know he's flip-flopped on a couple issues thus far. I appreciated him getting into it with both Pence as well as Chris Christie, because I thought they made him look kind of fake and kind of just like he wants to go with whatever the top polling issue is. That's what he wants to do at the time.
Final
That
question
man's
for
not
you,
wrong.
And this man wasn't at the
What's happening,
debate.
LB?
His name is Donald Trump. So we wanted to devote most of our time to the people who were at the debate. But how many of you think Donald Trump hurt himself by not being part of this debate? Raise your hand, please. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
How many of you think he
Look, Nurse
helped
is definitely a
himself by not
Trump
being at the
voter.
debate? Most of you. Why do you think he helped himself? And this is Deborah.
Here we go.
She's the leader of the Young Republicans here, the chapter here, the Iowa Young Republicans. Tell me why you think he helped himself.
I think he helped himself just because he wasn't able to say anything that people would use against him in the general election, and he's able.
Okay, did she obviously didn't watch the Tucker Trump interview. I'm going 3 for 3. I'm saying she's hard in for Trump.
To kind of run off his record and not worry about being seen as bombastic or something negative.
Thank you, Deborah, and thank you all.
What? Oh my God! Maybe she hasn't seen the interview. We're gonna give her credit. Maybe this is just right after the debates. It was fresh. We're gonna give her that, okay? Because, woo, that's a hot take. All right, where are we at, my friends? How you guys doing out there? How are you guys doing? You guys feeling good? You guys need some water? You guys hydrating? I don't want you guys to go full Mitch McConnell on me, okay? If I freeze up, guys, please call my wife, okay? If it's like happening and I'm like someone help me, okay? Like I don't have one of those life alert bracelets, dude. I probably should get one. I'm getting pretty old. But if you guys could help me out, like just like call my wife, let her know to come down here and give me some Gatorade. Cause it's probably because I'm dehydrated. No, my cell phone doesn't work. Or everybody's cell phone is better than mine. I'm currently only able to like talk to people on WhatsApp. So that's all I got right now, guys. Y'all gonna have to save my life using WhatsApp. Oh man. All right. Where are we at here? Okay, let's go to Giuliani. Let's bring some more humor into our lives. Let's bring some. So it turns out Jack Smith is investigating whether or not Giuliani was drunk when he was giving advice to Donald Trump. And this is something we should all know about. See, Donald Trump has helped educating us all, okay, to what possibly could be brought against us in the court of law if we ever do some dumb shit like try to overturn an election, okay? We're all becoming better and better educated as to exactly what could happen to you if you're dumb enough to listen to the 3 dudes that came into your room and were like 10,000 dead people voted. Turns out, no, 2 did, okay? 4 did. It was not 10,000, okay? And if you listen to people that say dumb shit like that, you deserve to be prosecuted. And it turns out that maybe at least one of them was drunk.
Did Donald Trump engage in willful recklessness when he took election advice from Rudy Giuliani, knowing that Rudy Giuliani has a problem with alcohol consumption?
Is it just a problem?
That's the question that special counsel Jack Smith is asking in the federal indictment against Donald Trump over his role in attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election.
Dude, a headline that says drunken mistake, okay? Generally it's usually not this big, right? Like that's usually something completely different. Like you took the wrong dude home, or you took the wrong girl home. Drunken mistake is not usually the headline for trying to overturn an election. We are seriously in such a crazy place right now. I'm sure my lawyer drinks all the time. If I had a lawyer redonk, he'd be drunk all the time. Move that scroll bar away from Anna's. Nope.
Now, what's fascinating is that Trump's defense,
there are
or at least
rules,
part
DJ.
of his defense, is that, golly gee, what could I have done? I was just taking advice from counsel, and in this case, the counsel he's referring to is Rudy Giuliani. He's essentially throwing his own lawyers under the bus and pretending as though he did not engage in any illegal.
Did I not call it, guys? Did I not say that Donald Trump Jr. Oh, wait, sorry. Well, him too. Donald Trump was going to get away by throwing everybody in that 19-man indictment under the bus. Like 16 of those people are going down so Donald Trump can get away with it and then eventually get indicted in Washington. That's what's going to happen.
Legality, any type of bad behavior. And if that is his defense, well, he should know that Jack Smith is now looking into whether or not Donald Trump was aware of Rudy Giuliani's drinking problem as he was accepting that advice. Now, can
you just see a drunk Rudy Giuliani with just like the oil coming down the side of his head, and he's just like telling you about how the election was stolen. He's got like some cheap vodka on his breath, like one of those like $16 fists, you know, even with inflation. Can you just imagine that sight? And then Donald Trump was like, yeah, this motherfucker right here is spitting. Like he was like, we're going to go ahead and we're going to follow through with this. Holy shit. Like, who takes advice from Rudy Giuliani? You should go to jail just for that. Like, you should go to jail for taking advice from sober Rudy Giuliani. Oh, my God.
Counsel in question, again, is Trump's lawyer and ally,
kind of
Rudy
vodka that comes in a
Giuliani,
plastic
as
bottle,
detailed
exactly.
by reporters Asawin Subseng and Adam Ronsley. Apologies if I mispronounced.
Oh, wow. What is that person's name? Somebody spell that phonetically for me. Asawin Subseng. That is a crazy name.
Pronounce that name. The disgraced former mayor of New York
okay,
was
Anna.
not only witness to have been inebriated at several points throughout the campaign, but that Trump knew Giuliani was a heavy drinker. That's the allegation.
Yeah, we all
here.
knew that.
Now, in their questioning of multiple witnesses, Smith's team of federal investigators have asked questions about how seemingly intoxicated Giuliani was during the weeks he was giving Trump advice on how to cling to power, according to a source who's been in the room with Smith's team, one witness's attorney, and a third person familiar with the matter.
Do you think like one of the witnesses just straight up was like, oh yeah, he fucked up all the time? Like, was that a question that was asked to a guy on like, this is so crazy. I'm just saying that's the theme for the night is this shit is so crazy. Like, dude, remember when Nixon was a scandal? You remember when Bill Clinton getting a blowjob was a scandal? Now we got like full on dudes like on the witness stand giving levels of inebriation for Rudy Giuliani. Holy shit.
Now, Jack Smith's team is also questioning the witnesses on other things, including whether or not Trump ever gossiped about Rudy Giuliani's drinking problem, and if Trump claimed Giuliani's drinking impacted his decision-making or judgment. And what did the witnesses tell Smith's team so far? Here's what the Rolling Stone reports. They say that some witnesses told...
Okay, Redonk. Don't be trolling me, Redonk. You're always trolling me, bro. You think TYT's trolling me? Like they're just out here trying to get some clickbait?
Told Smith's team that they saw Giuliani consuming significant quantities of alcohol. Some told the special counsel's office that they could clearly smell alcohol on Giuliani's breath, including on election night, and that they noticed distinct changes in his demeanor from hours prior. The sources tell
Rolling Stone.
Got a few
Awesome.
more details, but Cenk, it is interesting that the potential...
Oh, I agree, Redonk. This story is just for laughs. I don't know how much like it actually has to do with it. We're just here to have a good time, bro. Wow, way to bring the party down. But this is weird, right? Like, what is this world we live in? We got dudes freezing, we got guys getting drunk and giving fucking presidents of the United States election overturning plans. I don't understand where this is all coming from. Oh, judges are alcoholics too? You know that. You know that. Probably a lot of them, actually. Police officers. A lot of alcoholism in the police force, I believe. Yeah, they do have LB is correct. They do have a code of ethics.
Defense, which I think is a weak one to begin with, could even backfire on Trump in this regard, where he could be accused of willful recklessness.
Yeah, I'm going to give first word to one of our members. Funkin' for Fun wrote it.
I do like how seriously they're taking this. Usually they're like, they try to crack jokes and stuff, and they're gonna be serious on this one.
The only proof Rudy has is 80 proof.
There we go.
I love our members.
There
hey, you
we
know
go.
What? $100 Blue Apron gift card. We sometimes give that to members for great comments. TYT.com/join to become a member, or if you're on YouTube.
All right. Now I feel better. I was like, I'm taking this a little too seriously. All right, good job, guys.
The join button below the video. And Funkin' for Fun, go to rewards@tyt.com to claim it and show that you're a member. Okay, so Rudy Giuliani, does he have a drinking problem? Come on, okay? And now the problem again for Trump is verbal diarrhea. Has he mentioned that Rudy Giuliani?
I'm gonna be honest. I like Cenk. I really like Cenk since he went on that Destiny debate too. Like I really like that he really he showed that he knows some stuff. I like Cenk.
Giuliani has a drinking problem, almost certainly, right? So they're going to go fishing to find if he has said that, and if he has, that shows you that he should not have relied on that counsel. First of all, it's a super weak defense to begin with. Let me explain why. So you can't say, well, my lawyer told me it was okay to murder him. I just trusted my lawyer that it was okay to murder. That's a terrible defense.
What do you mean that's a terrible defense? Rich white dudes have been getting away with that for a long time. That's a proven defense, Cenk.
Okay, but made only worse by my lawyer was passed out in the corner, and I went over to him. Is it okay to murder him? And he went, oh yeah.
Oh, we gotta stop for just 1 second because I just saw this. LB, Ruby Freeman, and Shay Moss won their case. That is some justice right there, LB, because those two people went through so much garbage. For anybody that doesn't know, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss were the people that were accused by Donald Trump and all of his cronies of somehow bringing 18,000 votes and running them through the voting machine over and over. They took a video that was clearly edited to make it look like they were putting votes in the machine 3 times in a row, which it wasn't. Which there's another video, the actual video. The President of the United States literally circulated a fucking video that was clearly edited. This is how big of a moron this guy was. That then led to them getting death threats. That then led to 2 people in Trump's employ showing up at their house and acting like they were there to help them, to try to take them to a precinct, to get them to say that they had unlawfully ran a bunch of votes for Biden through a machine. That's how like janky and mafia-like that this bullshit got. Donald Trump's in trouble. He is in big trouble. And if he doesn't get in trouble for this, I have no faith in our justice system. Because those 2 people, that's a mother and a daughter, right? It's a mother and a daughter. literally got death threats from a bunch of crazy ass QAnon people for just like doing their job, because the president of the United States circulated a video that was clearly edited because he liked what he saw in it, because he thought it proved his point. That's insanity.
Okay.
Good advice.
Good advice. I'll take it. What can I do? Advice of counsel, right? And in the courtroom, they'll probably play the tape of Rudy's hair polish going down his face, right? and several different appearances where he's slurring his words. They might even bring out some of that stuff we made fun of, where, forget the name of the thing, where you pay him $30 and then he debases himself. Cameo things where he looks super drunk and is saying ridiculous things.
Right. There was also a lengthy piece, I believe it was in the New York Times, if I'm not mistaken, where they reported on his constant accidental dials of reporters. Like, he would accidentally call reporters.
Dials. Yeah.
And then he would just kind of engage in, like, you know, questionable speech. There's quite a bit of evidence of Rudy Giuliani's drinking.
Not gonna lie, I have the occasional butt dial. I can't judge the man for that. Every once in a while, I also butt dial.
It's been public for quite some time now. In fact, during the January 6th committee's investigation, a former Trump campaign senior advisor talked about Giuliani drinking too much. We have video of that.
I just want everybody to know too, I'm reading the captions. That's why I'm looking down here. Okay, don't judge me. Okay, I'm reading the captions. Okay, right? You guys know I can read, right?
Let's take a look.
Anyone in that conversation who, in your observation, had too much to drink?
Like Mayor Giuliani. There were suggestions by, I believe it was Mayor Giuliani, to go and declare victory and say that we'd won it outright.
It was far too early to be making any calls like that. Ballots were still being counted. Ballots were still going to be counted for days. And it was far too early to be making any proclamation like that.
Dude, straight up buffoonery, guys. We gotta stop. We gotta drag this shit back to like some, like, look, my channel's gonna have to go away because I'm not gonna have nothing to talk about anymore, and I don't care. I still think we need to do it. All right, we gotta drag this shit back to sanity. This is insane.
I remember saying that, to the best of my memory, I was saying that we should not go and declare victory until we had a better sense of the numbers.
That is,
you think,
pretty damning.
Jason Miller is a huge Trump advocate.
Yes.
That is not a guy who's on the outside. He is very much on the inside.
Still till this day.
Yeah, and he's an enormous loyalist. He hasn't turned on Trump 1%. He had no idea at the time that admitting that Rudy is obviously sauce to everyone around him could be damaging when Trump makes an absurd defense that, well, I mean, my lawyers told me I could commit any crime I like, right? And my lawyers told me that a coup is totally fine, and you set up fake electors and you have to sign fake documents. My lawyer told me fake documents are awesome. Well, now the problem is your lawyers are drunk and you knew it. And remember, Trump, a little bit to his credit, I guess, doesn't drink at all. His brother died from issues related to alcohol, and so he's not very tolerant of drinking. So that's why he's likely to have said things about Rudy that were not kind, related to his alcohol.
And see, this is why Trump's a moron. Like, so you don't like alcohol. You don't like having people around you consuming alcohol. And the one person that you thought it was a good idea to just let that happen was Rudy Giuliani, and then take his advice. Like, this is why when people are like, Trump's like the smartest dude ever, I'm just like, how? Why do you follow this guy? Couldn't you? I'd have more like faith in you. I'd have more respect for you if you are following The Handmaid's Tale. If you were following, I don't know, even Asa Hutchinson, who looked like he had some serious pink eye going on during that debate. I think he had pink eye in both his eyes. Someone used to tell Asa Hutchinson, you should never wipe and then touch your eyes. Really bad idea. It looked painful. Oh my God, who does that? Yeah, this is the government that we voted for. I didn't vote for these people, redonk.
Consumption, and all of this is...
LB, exactly. When you're cooing, when you're out here cooing, you ain't got time for facts. You ain't got time for logic. You just got to do the damn thing.
Is obviously problematic. And remember, guys, come on, Rudy was an obvious hot mess in front of the whole country.
Right.
Remember when he said he was going to do the press conference at the Four Seasons? And then it turned out that the Four Seasons was a porn shop. And they got the wrong Four Seasons. That's the one where his face melted. And they're like, no, it's fine.
God.
No, we
There
meant
it
it.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, like, no, we meant the Four Seasons porn shop.
Oh my God!
That's
look
where
at
we
that
meant to
place.
do it. Well, that's where you would mean to
Holy
do it if you already had 3
Christ.
martinis at breakfast.
Was it a porn shop? I don't remember that.
Dude, I've seen Redonk there a couple times. I'm just saying. I was just driving past. I wasn't stopping or nothing. I just looked out the window. I saw Redonk out there.
It wasn't porn? What was it?
No. It was a
Landscaping.
Yeah, Four Seasons
Oh,
landscape.
it's a different kind of book.
Why are you doing them dirty like that? Landscaping company?
Porn shop next to it. Okay. Edwin's our boss, so he figured this out.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
hilarious.
so I knew there was something off with it.
So look, a few other things I want to quickly mention though. Even if it is proven that Donald Trump was fully aware of Rudy Giuliani's issues with alcoholism, and he is, using the "I listened to my lawyers and that's why I did what I did" defense, you have to keep in mind there are other individuals around him who gave him similar advice. John Eastman being one of them.
Yep.
I don't believe that John Eastman is an alcoholic or someone who's under the influence or inebriated as he's cooking up plots to essentially undermine our democratic process. But again, I think it's really important to keep in mind, this is in my opinion, a small story, because fact of the matter is that defense is pathetic, right? If you believe that the election is stolen from you, you're gonna want to see the evidence, right? And there was no evidence presented, not a shred of evidence presented in the more than 60 cases that they brought before federal judges. And every single federal judge is like, where's the evidence? We don't have the evidence. Okay, then let's wrap this up. So Trump knew that there was no evidence.
Yeah, there was 62 cases. 61 of those cases were denied. So you can't even claim that they're partisan. There was federal judges in Texas that were appointed by Trump that threw out these lawsuits. I think out of the 62, 61 were thrown out, and one, it was decided that they could go back and change their votes if they wanted, as long as they presented voter ID, and like nobody did it. Every one of the statistics that Donald Trump brought up on the Georgia phone call, everything from dead people voting to felons voting to people being outside of Georgia voting, every one of them were proven factually incorrect, and I can literally read off every one of those facts to you. They did their own investigation into the dead people that they claimed 10,000 dead people had voted. Their own investigation came up with 23, which is, there's always been an understanding that there was a certain amount of fraud in American elections. It's just always been known that it's so infinitesimally small that it has no ability to affect the elections. And it's almost like somebody was in the room with Donald Trump and was like, no, dude, like I heard these things. Oh, what things did you hear? Oh, well, there's like these people. I read it on Facebook. There's dead people voting. And they're like, yeah, I saw it on Facebook. That's literally what they did with the shredding thing, where they're like, there's people shredding 300 pounds of, and how do they come up with these numbers? But 300 pounds of voting ballots that they're shredding it, and that all came from a Facebook post. That all came from a person like my father-in-law out there with his phone in front of a county office in Pennsylvania going, why is there a shredding truck out here? Oh, well, that's obviously a conspiracy. And he took a picture of it and put it on Facebook and wrote a fucking heading that said, we think that they're shredding votes here. And Trump was like, holy shit, look at that. Like, when you read these indictments, the lunacy of all of this is just insane. People keep saying things like, what about when Gore said that about Florida? What about what Hillary did? Every one of those people, yes, asked for investigations into certain portions of the country for voter fraud. And it came back I think in Florida it actually came back with some pretty incredible results. But other than that, almost nothing, whether it's left or right. Donald Trump and all the people around him chose to go this incredibly insane route where they continue to say over and over again, we've got all these studies, we've got all these facts that we're going to show, and it's going to get us out of the Georgia trial, and it's going to prove that the election was fraudulently stolen from us. Yet we never see them. And every time that they do come up with facts, they're proven false. This is like on a level of dumbassery that has never been seen before and probably, hopefully, will never be seen again.
But he pushed ahead. Till this day, he claims that the election was stolen from him.
Yeah, guys, John Eastman also wrote, he has no alcohol issues that we know, but he wrote that, hey, we all have to get pardons and we all have to get lawyers. You know why you write that? Because you know you've committed a criminal act. And when the lawyer says, like, you could do this, but then you'll have to pardon all of us, that might be a clue that you're doing something that is a criminal conspiracy. I mean, to me, that probably ends the case. I mean, when your defense is, I relied on my lawyer, and your lawyer told you he's going to need a pardon because what you guys are doing is criminal. Any regular defendant not named Donald Trump, guilty,
right,
and doing serious time.
Yeah, sounds like willful recklessness, if you ask me. So why is Jack Smith doing this? Final thing I'll share with you based on the reporting in Rolling Stone. Now, the subject could help demonstrate that Trump was implementing the counsel of somebody he knew was under the influence and was not thinking clearly. If that were the case, it could add to federal prosecutors' argument that Trump behaved with willful recklessness in his attempts to nullify the 2020 election. And if federal prosecutors were to make this argument in court, it could undermine Trump and his legal team's advice of counsel defense. That is the whole point of looking into this. And I think on this area, or in this area, Jack Smith has a lot of public evidence to work with. But look, aside from taking advice from questionable counsel, there is a lot more evidence that is going to be used against Trump in this case, including, of course, the Georgia phone call, pressuring secretaries of state to essentially overturn the results in these battleground states from essentially supporting Biden to then voting for Donald Trump. All of this stuff is going to play a role in this trial. So obviously we'll update you all as we learn more as the trial progresses.
Hey guys, one last thing that's important in this regard. Remember, they're getting tried together in the Georgia case, right? So he's going to have to say, these losers gave me the wrong advice. It's Giuliani's fault and it's Eastman's fault. Now, what are Giuliani and Eastman going to do other than go to lunch and get sauced? They're going to push back, presumably.
No,
who knows?
I don't
Maybe
think
they're
they
the
will.
biggest betas in the world, and they'll be like, "Yes, give me 40 years. I don't care. I'll take it. I'll take it. The bullet for Trump." But as Trump's team,
dude, that's my take. That's my take, Jank, right there. My take is Giuliani and the rest of them take the fall. They take the fall. That's why I think that the Washington case is so important. I think that they take the fall. And the Washington case is eventually what ends up getting him indicted and I don't know about put in prison, but criminally charged.
Team goes, their fault, their fault, their fault, right? At some point, Rudy might go, all right, that's it, I've had enough. Here's what.
Damn, look at Redonk. Redonk, you're playing 5D chess right now, Redonk. You are well ahead of the game. That is a crazy call, but you're probably right. So Trump tells them, you guys take the fall. You guys take this fall, and I promise you pardons when I become president of the United States. Wow, that is ballsy. Is it? Is that the conspiracy? I don't know. If you stole that from somebody else, I'm still going to give you credit for it. Okay, Redonk? Anybody ever ask me, I'll tell them that Redonk said it.
That's what we actually did. And we all knew it was illegal. We all knew we were doing a coup.
We
We all knew this. And if you do it to Eastman enough, he's like, brother, how much clearer could I have been? I asked for a pardon. Obviously, we all knew we were part of a criminal conspiracy.
I can't get past the fact that there was a memo written by someone in Trump's team that literally had the subject line, like, fraudulent electors.
Yeah, fraudulent
They knew
electors.
they were fraudulent. They knew it. Yeah. They wrote it down. I mean, it's big brain activity here. Big brains.
Yeah, and look, one last thing on this particular.
Oh, you're right. Nope. Sorry, Redoubt. Nope. LB's right, and I can't believe I forgot that. LB's right. You cannot pardon Giuliani or any of those guys for. They have to do 5 years, right? It's a mandatory 5 years, and then they can be pardoned. Okay, LB, do you think that maybe they agree to go to prison for 5 years and then get pardoned? What do you think about that one? It's a possibility.
Case for MAGA, I know they go, oh, national secrets, who cares? You can zap them and blah, blah, blah. And like if Biden had done it, they'd lose their minds. But then they'll say, oh, well, Biden kind of did do it, and so did Pence, blah. You can get lost in all those weeks.
Dude, 5 years is a long time. You can't get probation before the 5 years. In the Georgia state case, it's 5 years mandatory before any probation or probation. What is it? Parole, not probation. No parole, no pardons before 5 years. It's mandatory minimum of 5 years before you can go before a parole board.
If you want to, because you're trying to find an excuse for Trump, right? But in this case, he was trying to overturn democracy.
Yeah.
And you guys are good with that?
Right?
Like, it's super obvious that's what he was trying to do. That's why they wanted fake electors.
Yeah.
Not the real electors. You think Trump didn't know he lost?
Dude, if anybody that doesn't understand what he's talking about there too, they literally filled out paperwork, fake electors did, submitted votes, sent them to Mike Pence, sent them to the state, and they wanted Mike Pence, this is what they were asking Mike Pence to do. They wanted Mike Pence to not open the real electors' votes. They wanted him to open the fake electors' votes, or at the least, potentially not open those 6 states at all and send them back. There is no effing way that this wasn't a crime. There is no effing way that they weren't trying to overturn the election. Like, it is insane that anybody believes anything different. You would have to literally have 91 felony charges that were just created out of nothing. Okay, let's say, how many is there in the New York one? New York, I think, is 37. 34? 37. So you'd have to have about 54 felony charges that were completely made up with no evidence at all. That's just not a thing, guys. That's not a thing.
He knew he lost. Everybody knew he lost.
Has zero loyalty to this country, to our democratic process, and to the American people. Zero loyalty. And while he expects loyalty from his supporters, he expects loyalty from all his aides and the people who surround him, he doesn't show a shred of loyalty to anyone else. But again, to me, what matters the most, if you actually care about freedom, is maintaining and protecting our democracy. Donald Trump doesn't care about that at all.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. I really appreciate it. Another way.
Damn right, Anna. I was reading the captions the whole time. All right. We got 2 more, guys. It was a good night. We're getting some education. We started with a little bit of some ginger love. We moved on through some Vivek hate. We got to watch, some Republicans attempt to form full sentences. I'm sorry, Republicans. I'm sorry. And now, I don't think I've ever watched a Midas Touch video on here. Have I ever watched a Midas Touch video, guys? I don't know if he's got the book. Where is the book? Is it this guy? I think it's Ben Meiselas. I'm pretty sure that wrote the book on Kern County crime. And that is that Kern County is, what is it, the highest county per population, per capita, for police officer deaths. And just so you guys know, my nephew through marriage was shot. What was he shot? 27 times by a police officer. So this guy actually covered that police case, and his take on it was actually a pretty good take on it. I actually enjoyed it, and my nephew was shot in a he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing, but he shouldn't have been shot. So I actually really like this guy's content for obviously biased reasons. I do appreciate that he covered that content, and you know, it's a sad story, but you know, these are the types of things that happen where I grew up, and I'm just happy that there are people like Ben here that reach out and attempt to, you know, shine a light on the type of stuff that happens that is not acceptable. So appreciate this guy, and my first time covering, I think, one of his videos on stream. So let's take a look at it. I thought this was pretty funny, so let's watch this.
Midas Touch Network. At our new website, MidasTouch.com, we helped break the story how Marjorie Taylor Greene ran away from Trump supporters in Fulton County, Georgia, outside of the jail. Yes, Trump supporters were calling Marjorie Taylor Greene a rhino, a Republican in name only. They were saying that her relationship with...
How fast do things change? It is like we are just like galloping at such a crazy pace. It's like, wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene like one of the sweethearts of the MAGA movement like 10 days ago? And then after her and Boebert are no longer friends. And we haven't heard shit from Boebert. Boebert is being really quiet right now, isn't she? Because she knows that right now she is on like a razor's edge of getting voted out. Like, she is so close. Boebert actually was smart enough to shut the up, okay? Like, how crazy is that? Wow. I know. Forgiato blow, LB. We are not going to... LB, we do not refer to Fellatio Blow as being a rapper in this house, okay? We do not do that disservice to hip-hop.
Kevin McCarthy was...
Redog, you're probably right. They probably saw that Forgiato Blow that music video, and they're like, nah, we cannot be associated with this.
Offensive to the MAGA Republicans, and Marjorie Taylor Greene then quite literally ran away from the Trump supporters. Okay. We have it all here for you. We broke it down on MidasTouch.com. Let's do it on video as well. So Marjorie Taylor Greene first posted on her social media platform for people not to show up at the Fulton County Jail or at the Fulton County Courthouse. She specifically wrote, "Don't go to the Fulton County Courthouse. Don't give them an ounce of your flesh. Let them have their empty streets, barricades, and media circus."
What is that about? What is that about right now? Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that's just like, is that out of context? Or is she trying to weasel her way into a position that does not involve Trump? Has Marjorie Taylor Greene unhitched her buggy? Has she? Is she trying to get away from the Trump train?
In Georgia, we will show up at the polls. So that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene put on her social media platform. However, she then shows up and then she posts, "Tonight I joined hundreds of patriots at the Fulton County Jail to support Donald Trump during his persecution by communist Atlanta District Attorney phone."
Can we please stop calling people communists? Can we stop calling people Marxists and socialists and communists? I think anybody that wants to call somebody a communist should have to define it and then explain the traits that the person exhibits that makes them a communist. From now on, I'm just not accepting anybody calling anybody a communist unless they can actually explain why the person is an actual communist with evidence.
Oni Willis, so she told people not to show up,
and
so she can get all of the attention. And then MAGA Republican and Trump supporter Laura.
How many people are communists really in our country? How many people are actual communists do you think are in our country? I mean, there might be a few, right? Like, I'm sure there's some people that still, like, are total communist party. Like, I'm sure there are. There's QAnon people, so there must be communists. I don't doubt that. But it's never the people that these people are calling out.
Laura Loomer, who has been hanging out with Donald Trump a lot lately, she shows up and she's working with this organization that's apparently called LFA TV, and then she confronts Marjorie Taylor Greene. And so Laura Loomer and this other group of people believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Kevin McCarthy and all of them are rhinos, and that they are not sufficiently loyal to Donald Trump. You following all of this right now. And so let's break down kind of what happened. So first, Laura Loomer sees the post by Marjorie Taylor Greene. She shows up, and then these LFA TV cameras are following her. And she begins yelling out questions and accusations against Marjorie Taylor Greene, including that Marjorie Taylor Greene is involved in a sexual relationship with Kevin McCarthy, is what Laura Loomer's saying here. Here, play this clip.
Dude, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Like, guys, what was it? Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, the left has to be careful. You know, we get involved in these crazy polarizing subjects and we start eating our own. Like, we got to be careful. It's kind of like what I started this whole thing off with, right? With the ginger. I don't know his name. I just refer to every other ginger as the ginger. I said that. I said, you got to be careful on the left because we're eating our own. It has became full circle a Republican problem. Like, it is now, they are just saying the craziest WWE shit about each other. It's like it's not a weird mixture. It kind of goes together well. It's a mixture of like Jerry Springer, Maury Povich with like WWE personalities. Like, I would not be surprised if Laura Loomer came off the top rope with a metal chair right now. Like, it is getting crazy.
Will, what you should do is you should be like, has anybody seen Marjorie Taylor Greene? Marjorie Taylor Greene, we're looking for you.
Okay, who is this dude? I don't understand. Is this guy's not part of the Midas Touch thing, right? He's just like a dude that's yelling. Is this Impractical Jokers?
Marjorie, we need to talk to you, Marjorie. Has anybody seen Marjorie? I guarantee you'll find her real quick. If you can't find her, locate Brian from RSBN, because I'll guarantee you that he is about 2 feet behind her rear end wherever she goes. I'm just saying.
Okay. What is going on here?
And then you'll see over here.
Dude, Ben just like explained everything that was going on, and I still don't know what's going on.
Laura Loomer starts asking questions. You'll see the camera is a little bit off. That's in the original. That's not on our YouTube, but you're going to see Marjorie Taylor Greene after getting asked.
That scuffed ass camera isn't ours. Only the angry ginger rolls like that.
These questions, quite literally, then runs away from Laura Loomer and the Trump supporters. So just to be clear, Trump supporters chasing away Marjorie Taylor Greene and calling her a rhino. Here, play this tape.
And it's not, because people are suffering in this country.
Oh, that is
And
scuffed.
the presidential election is not about a popularity contest.
Who are these
It's not about
guys?
who you like. It's about electing the man that will bring back the right policies for our country and help America.
So go tell Kevin McCarthy.
Dude, Forgiato Blow. He's there. That beard is unmistakable, even from the side. Dude, is she dating Fellatio Blow? Is this happening, guys? What the hell is going on?
Dorson, your best buddy, Marjorie. Go tell Kevin
Sammy
McCarthy.
Tamra.
You know the guy that you shield for Speaker of the House? The guy that disavowed President Trump after J6?
What happened to the Jewish space laser?
Remember that, Marjorie?
Wow.
Do you remember that, Marjorie? That's your job.
Back here. You heard that. There she goes.
Whoa.
Ignored real media and then ran away like a coward. Ignored the people that she used to
What the hell is going
And
on?
then ran away like a Kevin McCoward.
Kevin McCoward! Oh my God!
Come on, Marjorie. You like to talk a bunch of shit online, but when you're asked in person, you want to run and hide, Marjorie.
Oh my God! She said you like to talk a bunch of shit and then run away like a coward. This is where our political situation has gotten to? Holy crap, what is going on? What is going on? The right needs to figure some shit out. Conservatives, I'm going to make a plea. I'm going to make a plea to you. Figure this out, please. What is going on, guys? What are we doing? You've got to be kidding me. This is not real. I've been saying this all night.
Base, let's go.
He yelled based. Redonk says, senators used to have fistfights on the floor. I'd rather see fistfights on the floor than this bullshit, Redonk. Handle that shit with some hands. Get on down there. I mean, if that's where we're going to go, if we're going to just do some dumb shit like this, we might as well just put on the MMA gloves, watch Lauren Boebert get choked out by Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, that's where we're going, right? Where's Camacho when you need him? Hector, Camacho, Alizado, Mountain Dew III would not be tolerating this. Not in his house. That's all I'm saying.
Boo! Run!
President Trump, Marjorie.
World star!
Marge.
Dude, they are so bad. Tea Party on meth. Tea Party on steroids. Yep, I mean, we're all old enough to remember the Tea Party. Remember? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Dude, they are yelling Large Marge at her. And look, this guy is just loving it. These are your people. You're not supposed to get excited that your people are getting yelled at by your own people. Do the Republicans not understand how bad this is? Like, can you see, like, Jamie Raskin yelling at Katie Porter? Like, dude, AOC is probably the biggest spitfire in the Democrats, right? Could you see AOC screaming down at Jamie Raskin, making fun of his do-rag, like making fun of him for having cancer? Like, can you imagine if Marjorie Taylor Greene had cancer right now? They would probably be shitting on her for having cancer. This is crazy.
Where's your husband, Large Marge?
Where's your husband?
Large Marge, hashtag Large Marge chat.
She just cheats on her husband. Wow.
I sent her husband a shirt said Christian nationalist.
Bro, she ran away, bro. She ran away from Laura Loomer.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys.
You know, she looks at me like I did so. I was like, what I do?
Exactly.
Run away.
No
Rhinos
way.
run away, chat. Rhinos run away.
Hey, Frankie, cut off the audio to the in the field real quick if you can. Drew, they literally ran Marjorie Taylor Greene off the field. They so many people were starting to ask her questions that she was not comfortable with.
And you may recall
Wow.
at the
People
Manhattan
voted for
District
this is
Attorney
right, Redonk.
arraignment of Donald Trump. Remember, Marjorie Taylor Greene was there with her boyfriend, Brian Glenn. Brian Glenn works at Right Side Broadcast Network. And Brian Glenn likes to attack the trans community, but in the past, we've done a whole videos on this, dressed in drag on multiple occasions. Here, you can see the post here of Brian Glenn.
I'm literally LOLing. Brian Glenn TV dressed in drag from Morning News in Dallas years ago, reporting on an upcoming local theater production. and the morons over at Patriot Takes think this is an attack. Brian loves the throwback and is reposting. The left is so stupid. What, like, why is that stupid? Like, well, okay, I know why she's stupid. Holy crap.
But Brian Glenn says that when he does it, it's fun, but when other people do it, it should be banned. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on in MAGA Republican. Anyway, this is when Marjorie Taylor Greene was at the New York arraignment of Donald Trump. Remember when she said this with Brian Glenn? Here, play this video.
President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government.
Oh my God. Oh. Just soak that one in, guys. Soak that one up. Donald Trump, Nelson Mandela, and Jesus. And did she say, I missed that, Nathan. Did she say Jesus was killed by the Romans? Fuck, I missed that. There's so much stupidity in this one statement that I can't take it all in. Oh.
There have been many people throughout history that have been arrested and persecuted by radical, corrupt governments. And it's beginning today in New York City. And I just can't believe it's happening, but I'll always support him. He's done nothing wrong.
And then remember, Marjorie Taylor Greene in New York was joined. It was like very few Trump supporters were there in New York, but it was Marjorie Taylor Greene.
She ran then too.
And then it was George Santos. How could we forget? Then remember, George Santos left and walked away and was all sad when he left, and he got chased away and he was sad. So we've got Marjorie Taylor Greene getting chased away in Fulton County, and then you've got George Santos getting chased away in Manhattan. Here, play this clip.
I'm doing nothing. I'm leaving. Are you coming back at all later today? No.
This is where he's walking into the wall. Yeah, he's where he's walking into the wall.
President, but
what? I'm speechless. I'm rarely speechless. What is going on?
Oh, my man.
What in the world is going on here? I mean it. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene fighting with other Trump supporters. Look.
LB, that is a seriously good question. So let's go ahead and let's just go over a little bit of what we've seen tonight. We've got the right just eating their own. You got crazy ass stuff like Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene going at it. People calling each other insults. You got George Santos, who definitely should not be anywhere near anything to do with running this country. You've got Turtle Man having freezing moments. You've got Rudy Giuliani drunk telling people to overturn elections, or that they won elections that aren't even close to being finished counting. Redonk, you're just making me sad by telling us we voted for this stuff, man. Really bringing down the room. Wow. The election slogan for 2024 should just be, just someone else. I am not a negative person, guys. I am a very positive person, and I still have a lot of positive outlook on our society, and I love America, and I think everything is still okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay? But good Lord, can we stop, guys? Because it won't be fine for long if we keep doing dumb shit like this. Holy crap. Stop putting these people in office.
You know, here in the Midas Touch Network, what we focus on. I want to focus on issues like our economy, jobs, lowering the cost of prescription drug prices, and making healthcare accessible,
right?
Protecting Social Security.
Imagine a reality where we could be talking about insulin prices being super low and how good that is. Imagine a reality where we could be talking about what the CHIPS Act is going to do for America over the next decade. Imagine a reality where the next president of the United States might not be in prison. Can we get back? Like I said, I don't care. My channel can go just right off the cliff, man. That's fine. Just bring back some normalcy, man. I'll sit here and talk to you guys about real stuff. I'll sit here and just talk to you about like what Ben here's talking about. I'm capable. I can even make jokes about some of those things. I just bring it back. Bring back sanity.
Focus on equality, protecting a woman's right to control her body, helping veterans, better working conditions, higher paying jobs, actual infrastructure projects, bringing manufacturing jobs here. Like that's, let's not forget what we should be talking about in politics. And we'll show you this kind of circus-like atmosphere that Marjorie Taylor Greene brings and surrounds herself with. And you know, but let's never lose sight of what really important issues are. And that's why even when we do a video like that, Marjorie Taylor Greene getting chased away, I want to always talk about like how important our democracy is, how important real issues are. And we should never forget that as a pro-democracy community. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.6 million. We just hit 1.5.
Good job,
We're on our way
Ben.
to 2 million subscribers.
Good job, Ben.
So check
Good
us out.
job,
as
Ben.
well.
Dude. We'll make sure we get up on there too. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make red hats wearable again, Uncle Fatty. I'd also like to add to that. I'd like to add make American flags American again. Okay? Not just crazy Trump Republicans that all of a sudden think they're the only people that get to like use the American flag to show their patriotism. Like it's not even patriotism. You hate half the country. Like America is about like coming together and doing things to like progress the entire nation. Like these people are anti-America. That's my opinion. Like Jesus Christ, man, this is insanity. Like you can't burn down the house. We're still in the house. Please stop trying to burn down the house. Good Lord. All right, guys, we got one to go. Let's do this. Ben Mycelis, greater than Ben Shapiro, right here. I feel that. I feel that. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Last video, because we want to finish on a light note. We like to laugh. We like to have a good time because, like I said, I'm a positive person, and I still believe in America, and I still believe that I really do believe that people are going to get tired of this. I think that we need to get through this election cycle, and I think all this buffoonery is just going to show that you can't win with it. I'm an Eagles fan. There was like a small 2 or 3 seasons where people were just so happy about Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was going to change the NFL. Chip Kelly was going to make the Eagles the best team in the NFL, the most tremendous team in the NFL. And I remember watching him in Oregon and being like, you can't do that in the NFL. That's not going to work in the NFL. It's kind of like watching Trump try to run a country. And then they put him in there, and he burned down the Eagles' house. Literally burned down the Eagles' house. People got traded away. The Eagles sucked. It was a sad 2 years of my life, okay? A sad 2 years of my life. Gimmicks don't work, guys. Gimmicks don't work. It's tried and true stuff. It's calm and sanity and logic. Donald Trump doesn't know how to run a country. Didn't know how to run a business. Doesn't know how to run a country. Neither does Marjorie Taylor Greene. Neither does Laura Loomer. Neither does Lauren Boebert. Neither does George Santos. Every one of those people need to go away. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's finish up. I haven't watched this. I don't know if this guy's funny, so you guys tell me. But he's making fun of DeSantis, Ramaswamy, McConnell. What is he going to do? What do you guys think his impression of McConnell is going to be? Just holding onto the table? All right, let's do it.
All right, forgive us for picking the obvious choice here, but our worst of the week has to go to the entire 2024 Republican field. And the one person we just had to speak with about this debate. Disaster is comedian and friend of the show, Matt Friend. Matt, great to see you, bud. Welcome back.
I am so excited to be back.
By the way, let's just tell our viewers that I think we reached out to you a month.
Redonk, the Democrats don't debate because when you have an incumbent, there's no debate. The only time I think there's been like 2 incumbents in the entire history of the presidential election that have debated. So generally, there's no incumbent debate. That's one of the reasons that people actually believe for the Republican Party, they really don't want Trump to be running, because if he runs and he wins, then they get a one-term president. They don't get an incumbent the next year. The incumbency kind of keeps it solidified, which is to be honest with you, I would like to see somebody like Gavin Newsom running for president. I'd love to see Michelle Obama running for president. That's my favorite. But it does show a sense of normalcy on the Democratic side to not debate right now, whereas the right is obviously showing some insane fragility right now. So it actually does make sense, even though I would love to see some debates on the Democratic side. I don't think that it makes sense right now. No one is running against Biden. No, there is. RFK still running on the ballot. Cornel West is running on the ballot. I don't think there's anybody serious or that should be taken overtly seriously, running on the ballot right now that would make sense for Biden to debate. If Newsom was running, Michelle Obama was running, I'd be with it. It's RFK and Cornel West. Yeah, I don't know who else. There's probably at least a couple other dudes. This guy doesn't look too promising. We're going to see, DJ. I'm scared as well. I didn't watch this video, so we might be in trouble, guys. All right, here we go.
Ago, when we know that the debate
Marianne
was
Williamson.
happening,
Thank you,
If
Albie.
there's one
Marianne.
person we need to speak to about this, it's got to be you.
Yeah,
so
you knew some crazy stuff was about to go down.
Call it an intuition, journalistic
for
intuition.
sure.
But I got to ask you, so Donald Trump did not appear in the debate. What do you think he was thinking watching?
Excuse me. You are such a nasty guy. You tee that up on the after the mugshot, which is so bad what you're doing. This is MSNBC. They lie like dogs. You can ask them. They lie like dogs. And I will tell you, you don't do a debate when you're up by 60 points. You don't debate these people.
Dude, he's got the
these clowns,
facial
the
thing
horrible
down.
people. And you would know that if you watched my Tucker, which was a great conversation. But there was no point in debating against Rob DeSanctimonious and Vivek, who's just a nasty guy. Some are saying you're related, probably. But that's who knew they gave him a show, right? But Nikki Haley, who's a witch, and Mike Pence. Mike Pence is just failing. So you don't do that. You don't do that. All right. What a bad guy.
All right.
You're a terrible person.
That's 2019 Trump.
I need character.
That 2019 Trump redonk, that is spot on, dude. Because that was back when he still had a lot of energy, right? Like he was still just rocking that that Adderall energy. Yeah, that's the fire he's lacking now. He's got the drumpf going on. There's a lot of drumpf energy now. He definitely good call on that one. And LB, good call, Marianne Williamson. I do want to see Marianne Williamson. I would like to see her get a political position somewhere, and I'd like to see what Marianne can do.
Get me out of it. I don't know how, to be honest with you. That's the problem. All right, so you talk about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, some people said he was the real loser in this debate.
Is he going to do it?
He was thinking throughout all of this?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, first of all, here's what matters most, okay? When I become the president, come high noon on Jan 20, I take the oath of office. You don't coddle someone like Fauci.
Dude, it's Mom DeSantis.
You sit him down and you say, Anthony, you are fired.
Mom DeSantis.
I will not let you down.
Okay, that was Ron's response. I just want to know, what was going on with when he was smiling.
what was the smile?
Was it like a Botox thing? It was the most forced smile.
He is a politician that never has grown into a natural role. He doesn't do retail politics well. He doesn't have the kind of comfortable level of just moving his hands.
Like
his
Mitch
hands
McConnell, just so comfortable.
He puts his hands on his waist.
Yeah, sure,
it's just
It's just so weird. What he does is, he kind of moves his arms in the same accordion style motion, but his voice is more back here. He's like Trump without personality, is what he is.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about the breakout star, according to some, as you just called them, Vivek, but Vivek Ramaswamy, and also stealing a line from Barack Obama. Not very original.
Well, I'm working on the Vivek, but no, he's just, I can't wait for him to announce his new campaign slogan. He's just like, well, first of all, some of you might be wondering why I'm here tonight. And that is because
Him and them teeth,
I'm just a
man.
skinny guy with a funny last name who's eager to share my new campaign slogan. Yes, we can. I invented that.
He needs work. He needs work on that one.
Obama would be upset, actually. And Vivek Ramaswamy Melania Trumped that.
Right.
Full on just taking his moves. It was amazing.
Is it hard for you to study these guys, or are they all have such distinct characteristics that for you it's just so easy to kind of pick up on them?
I mean, honestly, a lot of them are just in my mind so much. I mean, I'm
Are you
watching them on
traumatized? Do you like? I mean, when you have to sit there,
when I see DeSantis try to smile, that's the traumatizing. Or McConnell freezing.
Dude, Redonk, I know you didn't watch. I know you didn't watch those Republican primaries. You need to Google him smiling. Dude, him trying to smile, it was like the weirdest, most awkward thing I've ever seen before. He had like a tick. He couldn't do it. He couldn't smile correctly.
But no, honestly,
what do you do to like just get? Do you like take a cold shower and just be like, I gotta wash this off of me because like you're walking around all day?
No, honestly, it's just these guys are like actors. Basically, it's like I'm watching a movie, which I know is a frightening thing to say because this is politics and they're dramatically impacting
But he's not wrong.
our lives. But it's entertainment on it.
Dude, if this guy would have brought some pudding with him, LB, I would have fell out. All right, I would have hit the floor.
Honestly, as horrible as it is to say. But I feel disgusting.
One person that we have not heard from this week, Mitch McConnell. I would love to know what Mitch McConnell thought of the.
Oh no!
What was your question?
What?
Oh no!
What did you think, Mitch? What did you think of the Republican field? You've talked about character and integrity being.
Well, listen, I think that my party has presented a slew of interesting candidates who I look forward to seeing potentially challenge Joe.
Oh shit!
I feel like is this the part where we have to?
Oh, dude, he did it. Is this like this is the left's like rebuttal to Donald Trump? They went and got like a professional comedian, and they're like, yeah, let's go. You know Donald Trump is so mad at Mitch McConnell right now. You're making me look like a fool.
Nudge you along?
I think so. I'm making a real callback to the McConnell phrase. Yeah.
Damn.
Joking aside for a moment, please. And I know that's kind of hard, but genuinely, when you look at the field of the Republican Party, is there anyone out there that you think you cannot do?
Vocally?
Yeah.
Or just as an impression?
As an impression.
I mean, Nikki Haley would be really tough to do. Chris Christie's a little like, there's not much there to pick apart. But I mean, DeSantis just kind of has that nasal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish George Santos was running, you know.
Who would like? Do you think he was watching that debate thinking like, I can talk my way?
He wants to get in on this.
You think?
Dude,
no, I mean, there's
please
just
no.
so many of these crazy figures. It's wild. I mean,
All right. Anybody votes for George Santos to be the president of the United States, also disqualified. Earlier, we talked about anybody that votes for Feinstein or McConnell, you don't get to vote no more, okay? If you ever voted for George Santos, I'm going to give you a pass. Because obviously he lied. Anybody that votes ever again for George Santos, you don't even get to drive anymore. You're not even allowed out in public anymore. You have to just stay home. You have to quarantine for the rest of your life. We don't ever want to see you again.
It's overwhelming, honestly. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. It's like the Academy Awards in politics.
I saw your mugshot impression of Donald Trump.
Yes.
You want to give us a little bit of a? How do you think that went in the jailhouse? Do you think they were like blue steel?
Well,
Blue
first of all,
steel.
what you're doing is another class.
Dude, that's exactly what I thought. As soon as I saw that mugshot, I was like, "That's Magnum. That's Magnum. He's doing the Ben Stiller, the Zoolander." How do you guys not know? Like he might have been just trying to pull out his Zoolander. Like maybe that's all he was trying to do.
Sick MSNBC setup. You're tricking me, and I will tell you that they're locking up their political opponents. And that, you know, some are saying that I am the Prigozhin of the United States.
Oh!
And that Biden is the Putin, because next thing you know, they're going to come for me like that. And it's very dangerous territory because no one's talking about locking up Hunter Biden and the Burisma laptop. So it's our look at Amen, Yaman, like Jamaica. And,
Like
frankly, it's just
Jamaica.
horrible. So they're going to put me behind bars, and it's just very unfair. China, very unfair.
You think they would do that to you in China?
I think potentially Xi would do that. Potentially Xi would do that. He had a lot of respect for me. Tremendous respect.
How do you think it's going to play out with Trump in the campaign and the indictments? I mean, do you think he's becoming more and more unhinged when you're looking at like the social media posts? He's going after the prosecutors and the judges, but then he's going on never surrender and like selling mugs.
I think he's definitely becoming more unhinged.
Yeah, I like that. I saw that the other day. It said, what is it? It's like, if you have a shirt that says never surrender with a dude's mugshot that surrendered 4 times, you might be a moron. Like, why the fuck would you have ever created any merchandise that says never surrender with a dude's mugshot on it? It's just insanity. It's just insanity.
Unhinged, which is kind of hard to imagine, honestly. I mean, he just had the whole, he's marketing his mugshot, which obviously we knew he would do.
Yeah.
And then obviously the whole Tucker interview where they ranged from everything to Biden's skinny legs to if Epstein killed himself, the issues that matter in this country.
Right.
So it appears that he is progressively losing his mind. But I would be very interested to see how he performs if he is behind bars, which it's seeming like he will be as the days go on.
Right.
It'd be funny, the basement and behind bars, you know?
Do you think Tucker Carlson? Do you think Tucker Carlson regrets?
He can't even get it out. He can't say Tucker's name without laughing. That's where this has gotten. This has gotten to the point that these people are literal laughing stocks. Literal. That's insane. How far have you fallen?
That's not being at Fox during these presidential debates.
Well, first of all, I really resent the setup of the question. First of all, I think what we should really get down to the important questions, such as if Epstein did kill himself, was Joe Biden there with his skinny legs like he is on the beach? And if he was...
Oh, I need to have this guy at a party. That is amazing.
Why aren't we holding him accountable or throwing him into jail? I'm sorry. Let me just, while I have America's attention, what is going on with Tucker's laugh? I mean, I'm 25 years old. I've never had a prostate exam, but I imagine that's how I might react.
I have no idea. I can't explain it. I'm glad that we don't have to hear as much of it anymore. To be honest. Matt Friend, always great to see you, my friend. I don't know when we'll.
You are the best. Thank you for having me.
We always appreciate having you on. I'm sure we're going to find a lot more times to have you on.
I love you, Matt. You're amazing. So thanks for having me.
Anytime you have a new, I guess, skit.
Yeah, no, and come see me on the road,
No, of course,
too.
yeah,
I got all my shows at mattfriend.com. Yeah, a lot of cities. So
find the
see me on the road.
dates,
Yeah.
Follow you on Instagram, follow you on TikTok, everywhere.
And
Appreciate
Truth
it.
Social.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
you
Truth
can find me there. Yeah, huge. I'm like the Charlie D'Amelio of the alt-right. You know what I mean?
You're number 2 after Donald Trump. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, man. That dude was actually pretty good. I thought he was pretty funny. You guys liked him? He did. Yeah, that Tucker was amazing. That was actually really amazing. All right. Well, it is that time of the night where I say all the things. Don't forget, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please like, please subscribe. Okay? Appreciate you guys. As always, like I said, I'm trying to go on other shows nowadays. I try to hop on Angela Knight's show sometimes on Saturday or Sunday. Sounds like I'm going to try and be on Gray Pill's show, the Gray Pill podcast, on Thursdays. So we're going to try and get on there too. If you guys want to hop over and support me, feel free to go over and like and subscribe to their channels as well. They're good people. They're doing good content, and I appreciate everything they've done for me in this sphere. As no one likes an angry ginger, but these guys seem to be willing to at least tolerate me. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to cut up that talk I had on Gray Pills podcast, hopefully in the next couple of days, so you guys can see a little bit of it. My camera was full on scuff mode on Gray Pills podcast, and I think I have some better footage of that came straight to my computer, so we're gonna see how that went. If you do want to support me, as always, you can join the Angry Ginger Army for less than 10 cents a day. You can support a soulless ginger and help me buy things like mic arms and pop screens. Let's see what else. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you guys can buy Trump's mugshot. I completely understand you don't want it on your body, but you can buy it and burn it for $25.99 off of Bonfire, bonfire.com. Mugshot is the search, and I think I pop up first because I got that name first. Other than that, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys make this worth doing every Wednesday. I remember a time, I've only been doing this a year, so it's crazy to be here now doing this only a year later and having such a wonderful, amazing, awesome community of people to do this with. So you guys have really just made this so amazing. So I appreciate every one of you guys, and I love you guys to death. And let's help, let's bring America back to sanity. Let's make America sane again. That's what I think we need to do. So we got each other at least, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to catch me on those other shows, go over and like and subscribe. All right, guys. Have a good night. And I will see you next Wednesday.